And
Oh,
we
we
are
live.
in the building. Hello, people who's listening to
Hey,
us.
Hello, happy Sunday, everybody.
hey everybody.
We got
I,
that busy on the channel today.
hey y'all.
Finally, yay.
She sounds so shy.
No, that busy goes up when needed. Cause baby,
Okay.
That's right. Don't even
Um,
play with her like that.
Today we said we were going to talk about the FBG duck case that hasn't even started yet. That seems to be explosive even before they even get in the courtroom.
Hmm.
And
yes.
we're going to talk about the hey Maya. And we're going to talk about the concert that was shot up, right, y'all?
Yes,
Hmm.
ma'am.
Hey, Bethel.
Um,
Hey, my
I
y'all.
don't
Hey,
have that
Tony
much
Dan.
details on the concert. What's up, Tony? And
Yeah, we don't know too much details other than the kids went wild.
mm, mm, mm. What I'm hearing is that Dirk was on stage and he came off the stage 4 times. And the last time he came off the stage, the kids went crazy because they said that he wasn't coming back. They said he was having breathing
Hmm.
problems.
Hmm.
So my
They have
question is,
video of it, and it showed him like almost like talking, trying to say something to Mellow Bucks, right? And then
mm-hmm,
she kind of just took over, and he hopped off the stage, and then she was doing her part. And I don't know if he came back after that.
Talking
yeah,
about dirt.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I thought they had it ended. Um, because he got sick.
Well, that's what we saying. Like after he was like kind of it, he was talking to her, but it looked awkward in the video. And then you saw him kind of like move on off stage a little bit, and then she just finished it up. So I don't know what happened after that.
Shout
What's
out
up,
to Bella
Kim?
Buck, cause she do go crazy though. Shout out to that lady.
Hmm.
TMZ just reported that it was a false report
Well, the people when I
Him.
was
They actually have footage though.
of somebody shooting.
Last that live I was telling y'all about earlier when AK and Buddha went live. Yeah, they was talking about they had
Hmm.
actual where people who was there was sending actual videos to them.
Oh,
But I don't think I think that video was not of the shooting. I think that was of the police going through trying to clear the area from what was reported as somebody shooting. So you know how they walk around with those big guns and stuff to try to clear the area, but it was so many teams walking around.
Hip Hop Buddha was saying that they'll say that on the news that it was a false alarm because they don't want to bring attention to the hot, heavy crime going on out there.
Mhm.
But he said that the people, the
Maybe.
local, yeah, that the local people are saying otherwise,
Yeah, they
that
was.
they was shooting in there, and they say he walked off. He walked off the stage 4 times and came back. Each time he came back, but the last time he came back, they announced that he wasn't coming back out, and that's when everybody went the hell off.
Hmm.
That's when the fight started breaking out.
The only thing he said he
Yeah.
couldn't confirm that it didn't happen in the center. It could have been. He was saying like how to security escort you like to the front of the building, but then you have to walk across the street by yourself. And then it was like 10 fights broke out or
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
more.
Yes, you
mm.
do. Because the parking lot is right across the street.
Yeah, that's
So
what Buddha was saying.
once you, hmm
I
But
don't
I
know.
will. I'm sorry, Queen. But the only thing I was gonna say, they will try to downplay it because, like, here they not gonna tell you about the crime that's going on in certain parts of Florida because Florida is a tourist attraction. If you tell about the crime
hmm
that's going on, people ain't gonna want to come visit. So the local news, it'll be like everything's fine and dandy. But if you listen to other news, like if you listen to the next
hmm
time over news, you might hear more about what's going on in your city versus what's really going on in your city. So
Right. That's what the people were saying. That's what Hip Hop Buddha was saying on AK's platform. I know one thing. He's things would have been really, really strange with Dirk after the white party that they had, the industry white party. That's when he went
Mm-hmm.
into the hospital for some unknown reason, and he was in there for about a week. And then now they're saying he was having breathing problems. So I don't know what the hell went on at that white party, but it seems like that's where his troubles began.
Mm.
The white part where they said the blueprinter was walking around with a glass of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The blueprint that was over there in Chicago right before this happened. I was telling y'all on my last live that I don't know why Mr. Blueprint was over there in Chicago, but he was, and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden this happened with Dirk, and you know that he's Dirk's mentor.
Mm. Mm.
Man, gotta say Dirk on perks.
Like,
I was trying not to laugh, but
and those pictures are suspect from the white party. Little baby been quiet since that party in those, yeah. And for some reason, something happened between little baby and Dirk. I think they didn't. They were supposed to do something, and they're not doing it now.
What happened?
Them two were supposed to do something together, and they're not doing it now. Dirk and
um,
little baby.
so do you really think little baby really
Oh,
want to be tied up with Lil Durk right now? His ain't coming up in paperwork for Rico. That might be the smart thing for him to distance
he
himself.
shouldn't.
Or or it could be that Dirk don't want to be bothered with him because of those pictures that came out. Who knows?
That's
Yeah, I was gonna say they both did an effed up situation.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
So which
because
one?
I don't
Which
care.
one has the most damning to your reputation? You being a part of the Rainbow Committee, or you might be finna go lay down with the feds?
I don't. It depends on who. I don't know. Both of
I
them are
would say
kind
the
of
feds. It depends on
bad,
what your
right?
background is. The feds. You ain't trying to go lay down. I ain't trying to do that.
Well, it looked like motherfuckers might not have no choice now, honey.
Oh no,
Right.
girl. They said he was a leading, well, high-ranking member of the BDs, Black Gangster or Black Disciple, whatever their name is.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the money man, and when you have a RICO case, they're looking at an enterprise, and one of the people of interest would be who would possibly be funding that enterprise, and who would possibly be funding it. Dirk, he was the one that brought whoever was in that industry into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
CSP shot him out because when he did his live, he said he was like, if Brian was the one who really put the money up, why did they call the Bank Brothers?
Right,
Right.
right,
Their last
right,
name
Mm-hmm.
Banks, you get the money from the banks. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right. He's the first one that really came out and said that. Like, well, Mama Duck said it, but he just went into more detail.
he would
Mm-hmm.
have played no games with him on that
He
live.
sure wasn't. He was not. I was gonna react to it yesterday because he was
Queen,
going all the
I'm
way in.
ready for it. I'm ready for it.
He was going all the way in on that damn live. I was proud of him.
He said why they didn't ask for Vaughn. If Vaughn put the money on, he said why they ain't get on the phone, give me Vaughn phone number. And he was so right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Right.
I be watching these bloggers, and I'll be like looking to see. I'll be like looking to see their breakthrough moments. You know what I'm saying? Like when they
Mm-hmm.
start realizing shit, and CSP was on that shit yesterday. That's why I put it in there, because I couldn't
And
believe that he was coming out like that.
and the
But
second
like
thing
he
he
said,
said,
Vaughn would have done it himself. He wouldn't
that's
have
what I
paid
was gonna
nobody to do
say.
nothing.
He said if he was like, Vaughn ain't gonna be the one to drop the bag, he finna be the one to go collect the money. And I was like, you know what? Damn, they done put
Mm-hmm.
everything off on Vaughn anyways to make him look like he was the mass murderer. So why Dope had to
Mm-hmm.
be the exception of the whole rule?
Right. She's talking
Mm-mm-mm.
about CSP. Yeah.
Yeah, we talking about CSP did a live. I don't know if you know who
Mm-hmm.
CSP is, but he did a live, and he was saying that he suspects that, or he had a theory that Dirk is the one that got rid of Vaughn and his own brother, and he just putting out what made him, think that that could be a possibility. I think they took. Oh, you talking about King AK-47? Yeah. I recorded some of that, especially when
OG
OG
Shy.
Shy, yeah, OG Shy was talking, and he said the same thing CSP said, the exact same thing.
Mhm.
I got to go back and catch some because I fell asleep on them. But when he started saying they was sending him text messages with his grandmama house off of Google Earth, and I'm like, you know what? You gotta be a special type of crazy and or demon to be on Google Earth, escaping out somebody's grandmother house. Like,
For some
Mhm.
information that he didn't release. That information was already released on through the
Right.
paperwork. So what is you mad at him for? Like,
Porn Star J, I seen the end. Well, I woke up to the end, and that's what. Yeah, it was crazy.
Hmm. I need to go and watch it. Broke it down into morsels.
mm-mm. That's what I was doing before we got on the phone. But once we got on
Hmm.
the phone and I started talking to y'all, we start going back and forth having our conversation. I didn't go back, but I'm definitely gonna go back and watch that live.
Hmm.
Whose live was it?
AKs.
AK-47.
He did two lives. Yes, he did two lives yesterday.
Hold
But
on,
the
what
live,
time this live? You telling me I need to go back and check with OG Shy?
it's the one with about the Dirt concert. The last one he did.
Yeah, okay, so that was the live I was looking on checking out.
Hmm. But I don't know. It's like people are starting to put two and two together now, and they not holding their tongue no more. They saying what they got to say, and that's good because they need to understand fully what the hell is going on out there.
Hmm.
Yeah, he say some true things, Maya. All of them do. If you ask me, all of the bloggers say true things, but it's just their style. They have different ways of doing things, but I just don't like when they be fighting with each other. That shit is just gets on my nerves.
And you saying
Hmm.
that thing. So I just need to figure out why the bloggers are coming at each other about what's in the paperwork instead of who caused the paperwork to occur, which was the dude THF Teasy. He was the one who dropped the
Right.
low, sent the
Hmm.
text messages. You know, he helped build that Rico. Like he is the Rico. The reason why the Rico is there, he the one brought not Duck, excuse me, Dirk and D-Thing and implication.
Hmm.
Like, why are they so
Hmm.
mad
And,
at
and
Swiper
everybody else that he
for
mentioned.
one Swipe?
Everybody else he mentioned.
Because if y'all go back to the very first lies that Swipe did in the beginning, Swipe would never say who the shooters were until after the
Right.
paperwork came out that King Von was named the suspect. But they had already had the boys from O Block locked up. So how many of them in there telling that you just ain't found out about? Because the Fed's not gonna release all the paperwork at one time. They release it in increments.
Hmm. And they
Hmm.
doing it a little by little before that damn case. So I bet you it might be another document that comes out with a little bit more details.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be
Because it
surprised.
says in there that this is not all of the evidence that they have, for trial. So if you think that the first little bit that they toss out, most of the people have 68 pages. Can you imagine what all the evidence is? If 68 pages is just a snippet to let you know, hey, this is what's going on. I couldn't even imagine how many pages and pages and
Well,
pages.
Mama Duck had been was telling us though that the person that
Yes.
took that Teasy was in somebody had she saw the film. She was been saying that she saw the film. So they been had that film from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning because she was saying he was telling them that he didn't have no gun. I guess you could even hear the conversation because
Mm-hmm.
she said that she was telling them on the phone that he was telling them that he didn't have a gun and he was hiding the gun while he was telling them that. How would she know if she didn't see a video?
Mm-hmm.
So his
This is true.
PUSSY self had a gun, but called them go down there to do the dirty work.
Yep, he had a gun on him, but he was telling them that he didn't have
Scary.
one, and they said that he was lying. This is what I don't see in the paperwork that Mama Duck had said before, that he had called them and
Right.
said that Duck had approached him and was like pushing up on
And
him,
he
like trying to
chased
step
them.
to
He
him.
chased them.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't just say Duck is out here. He made it seem like Duck was trying to attack him,
Mm-hmm. And they got you on video, so you
and
can't
they got
lie.
you on video
Say it
because
and say
Mama
it.
Duck said it.
Hmm. That's probably why that picture of the other guy that popped up, what's his name, Man? He's sitting there looking like, what you doing? The picture that they snapped of him, he looking like,
Yeah.
what the?
So is that cooperator number two, man? The one that they're saying is number two?
I don't know, but
Yeah,
I know that they said
according
that
to
he
that woman.
told on the guy that he allegedly told on
I
the
think
guy.
allegedly, yeah.
Yeah,
According to
that,
Reddit.
Hmm.
that told the police
According
that
to Reddit.
that he confirmed that he was calling them to come and get Duck. So
Right.
that's why AK yesterday was calling out Bezu, because he was with Bezu lately, and they was like, y'all be calling people snitches, but y'all be hanging out with them afterwards. Like y'all be biased who y'all want to call a snitch.
Oh, so that's who they was
Hmm.
talking about. Okay. That makes so much sense to me now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But see, the
Go ahead. I'm
how
sorry.
do we know that he knew that this guy got picked up out of Fed?
Hell, because he got picked up by the feds. Shit.
Who? Bezu?
Through Basil, yeah.
No, but I'm saying at the time, I know they didn't pick them up together. So at the time, how does he know that this guy got picked up out of Fed? He
For
might
one,
not
the
have
streets
known.
always talking though. The
They were
street
saying
talk and the jail talk. You want to
so,
learn something what's going on in the street? Find somebody in jail, they'll tell you.
somebody alluded to in the paperwork. I think it said, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I heard this on AK's show, that they said that the guy that was with him, so they directly identified him by saying the person that was with witness number was with the perpetrator, or what have you, however they worded it. They actually said
Hmm.
that it was the person that was with him when he made the phone call made a statement.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, okay, so in that situation, because he was with him and he may not have known what was going on, was he supposed to not say anything and get implicated in RICO too?
Hell no. If you smart.
I mean, I'm just saying because you know the streets have their rules, and if you're a gang member, certain rules are supposed to. They
Well,
say
I
they want
think
Well,
you.
guess what? We civilians over here. We civilians over here, okay? I don't care about none of that shit. You know, I'm not going to jail for 50 years playing around with you because you want to be messy over a chick, over a dude, over a piece of candy. I don't care. I'm not going to jail
yeah.
Okay.
playing around with you
And you took somebody's life or something like that, and you put me in the
for
middle of
something
it,
stupid.
Yeah,
Right.
and
I
you
just
hadn't
want to
been
say
with
that
that
every
So,
girl
time
since
something
she was.
happens.
You hadn't been with that girl for at least 10 to 15 years. You hadn't been with that girl, and you was mad at him for that.
You
right,
can't
you
do it.
still holding on for that? And she don't even want you? Get out of here.
That shit was jealousy. That shit was just straight up jealousy, if you ask me. Beyond the girl, like you just a hating ass bum ass nigga.
So then y'all remember that it was alleged
You
that
gotta remember
THF
add that pussy
Crack
ass nigga
got
in
the
there
other
too.
part, right? You remember that? That he was the one that was in O Block that got the call and then told them. Y'all
Mm.
remember when that was allegedly the story? So I'm wondering to see, I want to know if that part is going to come out too, or if that was just
They were saying
rumor
it
at
was
the
crack,
time.
right?
They said that Crack was the one that THF called.
Right.
That's how they got
So he was
to
the
the O
one
Block
that
people.
alerted the O Block dudes. Yeah,
Right. That he was over in O Block and he was the one that alerted them. So
yeah, because
I'm just wondering how true that is, or, but we say
they said
allegedly.
something about him
Allegedly.
being involved, and more people might be picked up
You
regarding this.
gotta think
Absolutely.
about it in the beginning. Remember when they first picked them up? Who did they all pick up?
Mm-hmm.
And who did they say was the leaders of the factions in the O Block gang? They picked up Box Topping originally in the beginning, right? He been locked up all this time, and they got a superseding
Oh
Rico.
yeah,
They
he got
might
picked
double
up
back,
for a gun.
so they might. go back, pick him up. But they dropping this paperwork
Mm-hmm.
so people could start telling.
Because now that that doggone
Well,
case is getting closer, they probably have even more witnesses popping out. And maybe that's why the paperwork is getting updated so often. Because the closer they get
mm-hmm.
to that damn case, the more people be like looking at what they might be facing if they lose that trial. And I think that
So,
they're releasing the information to bring more people to speak to show them that look, y'all ain't got no wins here. Look how many people
mm-hmm.
is cooperating. Look how much evidence is being gathered. You know, it's like they releasing this what do they call those documents that they expose before a case? Um damn. Well, they release documents to let you know what, like the prosecution will tell the defense what evidence they have, and the defense will tell the
The
prosecution
discovery.
discovery. Right. So
Discovery. Uh-huh.
they might, it's like they doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
telling a lot. They speaking a lot. And if they have more than that, and we looking at just this, and we think this over for them, imagine the shit that we didn't hear about yet.
But
Think
this is
about
what
like
I mean by like when you get a RICO, right? Mostly everybody in the RICO will get almost the same amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Because they're
Hmm.
trying to say that you're all a part of this empire, right? So if you can imagine like a person that really didn't have anything to do with anything, looking at 50 years just to start, oh hell no, I'm telling on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Like you didn't have anything to do with anything. You was just standing there, you saw it, or they say that y'all walked in the store together. Now they trying to put you in it. Oh, come on, man. This is
Yeah.
why we think like a
Or
lot of
50
these
years.
murders. That's why they going back so far.
Yeah, 50. Well, they going back so far too because they knew from the beginning that they was going to be going back. They was just
Oh,
giving people.
absolutely.
Yep, they was giving people rope to hang they fucking self. That's what they was doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think I
Yep.
think Zell may have said something, or maybe they was questioning him, and he felt like he said something that might have put them in jeopardy, or maybe
Hmm.
he was looking at this shit and said, "Ain't no fucking way we gonna win this case,"
Hmm.
or maybe
If Nuwant
they
was smart, he'll fire his lawyer and get another defense counsel.
yeah, but he don't got no money.
Hmm. You're gonna have to
He-
get a public defender.
right.
And you know how that goes.
Yeah. So he in a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation.
Period.
They said Los was telling the day after it happened when they picked Los up that he was telling. So they say he was telling from then. He was telling on August 5th. They got a statement from Los. And Duck was killed August 4th.
Hmm.
Well, you know the name of the
Well,
game
you
is
saw
like
his
snitching and
mugshot.
telling. Huh?
You said what?
I said the name of the game ain't snitching, it's telling. Whoever told first,
Right.
they're gonna get the lesser time.
Hmm. That's true.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. This is gonna be one. I was saying, you think YNW Melly's case was something? Boy, I'm telling you. And people was watching that case on that law and something channel that they have that they was covering the case. People was watching that shit. They got hella views.
Hmm.
But I don't know if that case is gonna be public or not.
Yeah, I think didn't Mama Duck say that it wasn't gonna be public?
I don't remember. I don't remember if she said that or if she said that they haven't decided yet. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I know she said something about it though, but I know she did say also that if y'all want any information, y'all gonna have to get it from me.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah,
thing
that's why
is,
you guys should subscribe to her YouTube page. Was she in a
Hmm.
weekly thing?
So
Go ahead, Kaya.
I know my phone was ringing. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
yeah, but they said Los wasn't even driving the car. They said Los let them use the car. So even if Los is in a lot of trouble regardless. They had Melly
Hmm.
all on their banner like it was a WWE. I'm telling you, like they was promoting that case and they was getting some views. They made money off of putting that shit on YouTube.
But you know what I'm saying about Los? That would make sense why he just took the car back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have to be like a complete goof to go and shoot somebody, kill somebody, and then go take the car with all the evidence and just go take it back.
I mean, if they got a picture of Teasy, you don't think they got a picture of them?
They
Well,
said there's
yeah,
a
'cause they
whole
said that the
video.
pictures were, but they were saying that the videos were like they masked up, they got on these hoodies and all this other stuff.
Yeah, they said they
So
showed
unless
his
they got his hair hanging out, you know what I'm saying? Because doesn't has the longest hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said they
So
got
unless
him.
his hair is hanging out,
They said
they
they got
got
him
what?
on video.
Uh-huh.
Getting their phone, running to the buildings, changing their clothes into all black, and heading to the car.
Right,
And OG Shy was saying
right.
it was some people that wanted to go, but they just couldn't fit in the cars.
Well, I don't see how you had two in one car and four in the other car, right? And then they said that two people jumped out of each car. Isn't that what it said on the paperwork?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that would mean that the one car, the driver and the passenger jumped out because they said it was just two in the other car.
The thing about that is they ain't want to split that money.
Right.
That's
What's
why,
up, Sparks?
because they already got to split it 5 ways
Hmm.
or six because you got the person who made the call.
It was eight
Right.
of them, so I don't know how the hell they was gonna split that shit.
Well,
11 and
that was just
12,000 each, or 13, 14, 15,000. Like, what was you gonna do with that?
go buy you a chain and stunt for a minute. You know they, you know what that's gonna do with it, but
Swipe to the
not
right.
use it for.
Says see murder is on a recording saying toss the phones because yeah, they said
Yeah.
one of them, yeah, I heard about that, Maya.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sparks is in the
Yes.
building.
Dark visuals.
Yes, he is.
Here's Maisha.
I don't know. She fell off.
No,
Is
it's
she in
it's
the?
her.
She right
That
there.
Um,
movie.
but I can't wait to see that case. It's becoming more and more intriguing with the information when you
Mhm.
finding out. First, you thought it was only like 3, 4 people involved, and then you finding out all these damn people was involved. Jesus.
Mhm. Mhm. Because it was all a mystery at first about how they crack. Well, allegedly, how did Crack get the phone call? Who did he get the phone call from? Because at first they were trying to say that it was from old boy that got shot with Doug. Then they were trying to say that he was on live, remember? And
Right.
they dropped his load. Then they tried to say that the girl did it. It was a whole to do. Exactly, JR. You gonna go get some jewelry trying to flex instead of investing in a business or something. You right.
It just looked so fucked up when he was looking out that window to know what he was doing when he was looking out that window.
Mhm.
It's fucked up.
Mhm. It, well, the sad part about it is that in this day and age, how is it so easy for you to be involved with someone's demise like that? That it's the finite, it's the end of all end. How could you be involved with that? You
Heartless.
have no conscience.
I
Mhm.
think Zell had a conscience. I think Zell. That's the last thing I was gonna say. It could have been with Zell that his conscience ate him up at the end.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't know. I can't even imagine doing some shit like that. Yeah. To my worst enemy, I couldn't imagine doing that.
Mhm. Well, you know what too? Like, so when we're talking about having a conscience and stuff like that, right? So all of these people that, are a part of drill or have been in the culture, okay? And as you get older with anybody, your mindset changes, right? So what if this whole slew of snitching is more a form of remorse?
It could be. It
because
could be. It was too heavy on their chest, and they wanted to release that shit.
yes, and now they trying to sell because they like, man, this mother has gone too long, not knowing what happened to their kid. This child, needs to know what happened to their dad, or whatever the case may be. But it's almost like a lot of people throughout this whole drill scene, specifically here in Chicago, right? We always say how Chicago is big, but it's small. You witness all of these things. You got PTSD probably from that. And then on top of it, some people have survivor's remorse. Your friend died next to you. That guy that was I know you guys probably saw that video at that Glow gas station when it
Mm-hmm.
was what the security guard and the three guys in there. And the
Mm-hmm.
one guy was trying to like holding on to his friend and all this other stuff. The other guy was trying to get in the back in that little
Yeah, when he
small
was using
space
his friend as a shield.
as a shield. Well, that's
Mm-hmm.
what everybody was saying. You use your friend as a shield, who out the band, but you never know what you would do in that instance
Mm-hmm.
because you're just trying to get away from the bullets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And can you imagine what kind of survivor's remorse he may have, especially with all the pressure of people saying that he used his friend as a shield?
But
That's
was the
that's
friend
heavy.
okay? So devil's advocate here. Was the friend already
Hmm.
deceased?
The friend, all of them fell, right? And the way that they fell, the one that survived was like in the middle of the two. And he
Yeah.
was trying to hold on to his friend, and his friend was trying to move too, but he got caught.
Yeah.
So,
That was so
and it's
terrible. That was
sad.
a terrible thing to watch. Oh,
It's sad. It's so sad. And it just makes you wonder how your psyche is after seeing that or being a part of that or, you
it's
know.
trauma. It's trauma. That's why I was
Hmm.
saying, what's the name? YNW Melly. I really believed he killed his friends because he had no trauma. Even if,
Hmm.
okay, you didn't shoot your friends, you said that the car you was in got shot up. Ain't that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
So why wasn't
You don't
you?
have PTSD. You don't have nothing.
Why
You in
you
there
don't have
smirking
nothing
and
from that? Somebody
smiling.
just tried to kill you and wound up killing two of your friends in front of you. You went to a video shoot a couple hours after that, and you dancing and jump around like ain't shit happened.
One
Hmm.
thing I can say on that video, it was like he was trying to cheer Portland up to me.
I
When
saw
Hmm.
that too. I saw that too.
he probably was telling like, man, you
Right,
about to be
Sparks.
rich, you know. And I tell him what he said, because they changed the name from Young Nigga World to what is it now? Young New World Clothing, and they made Portland like part owner.
Mm.
Yep. That's what
Mm.
Juvie Daddy was. I mean, Juvie Daddy was saying on his live one night. He was like, Portland get 35% of the YNW brand. And I'm like, damn, it make it sound like it's true. They knocked them off, so Melly and Track can get the portion, the majority of the money.
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna bring Bort. Well, he's telling Bortland he gonna bring him with him because he helped cover up their demise.
Mm-hmm.
But
You say
Bortland
he a
gone.
real one. Mm-hmm.
He a real dummy. That's what he is.
Right.
You know.
I don't know. It just
So
makes you wonder, like, what all of this happening. Just how people, deal with themselves on a day-to-day basis.
so what did y'all think about CSP saying Dirt knocked his brother off?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Mm.
I can't swear for him.
Mm.
And so you think it's some truth to that?
I don't know because it's hard for me to think of a person being that selfish to kill your own brother
I don't know, but Cain killed
just
Abel.
because of just because of me and my thought process. But I mean, anything is possible, when your back is against the wall, right?
In that world, in that world,
Mhm.
you know, some pretty outrageous
Mhm.
shit be going on in the name of money.
Mhm.
And not that we co-sign it, you know what I'm saying? We don't co-sign it, but you never know. They live by a different
Right.
set of rules.
Yeah, that's kind of true. What she said, D-Thing was mentioned in that Rico. Uh-huh. Yep. He was one of the names that was said by THF Teasy when he called. He was looking for a D-Thing.
I kind of wondered about that when it was said. What's up, Muggsy?
Hey, Muggsy.
I kind of wondered about that when it came out the first time it came out. That
Mhm.
he was asking for D thing because in my mind I questioned for a minute like why was he asking for D thing, but I just didn't elaborate it on it. Like why would
Mhm.
he be calling D thing?
But you
Mhm.
know, in the beginning, like years ago, when Dirk did his very first interview with his
Mhm.
with the white baby mama, he said
Same gang. Hey.
D Thing was the one who went to college and he was the brain.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody says that. Everybody. Dirk said that
Yeah,
in
that's
his
what he said in
video,
their very first
in one of
interview.
his interviews.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
Spark said
And he
he
was
called
the,
D thing to make sure he was gonna get paid, but I'm just saying if this was something that was sanctioned by O Block, why would he be calling D thing? That's what I was wondering. Like
Mhm. Maybe to
because
make sure that this is still a thing. Make sure that this wasn't hearsay. That he heard what he heard. It's the
well, they
truth.
said
What he does.
it came out in recent conversations. I think it was on King AK's panel that Teasy got $5,000 for making that phone call.
yeah,
Mhm.
because my thing was this for them to say we owned up now. That's letting them know we about to get paid. You know.
I just don't. I don't see how these people that have come from people that we know and from people that knew our mothers and fathers and all this other stuff could even fathom just calling in hits like that. And you sitting here watching, you watching it happen. That's weird. It's strange to me. Do you think it's a link to Dirk? Dirk is a link to mine. Do you think was in town when Dirk was spotted? They wanted D-Thing to connect. Fine. Oh.
But if I think if Vaughn was in town,
Mm.
he would have wanted to collect that because of his bond with
But
T.
somebody in O Block had Vaughn number. Somebody had it.
Yeah,
I'm
Mua.
sure they did.
See murder.
Yeah.
Somebody, yeah, Moab. Yes, exactly. Like somebody had his number.
Everybody who got a piece of that 100,000 he broke down with him had a way to get in touch with him.
So why would he be
Right.
asking for D thing? Like
CSP
why would you
wrote.
ask for Moab?
Or maybe was that the order that it was supposed to go? If you spot him and you think you got a clear target, call D-Thing.
But
So
why?
it wouldn't be connected. I don't
If he
know.
wasn't supposed to be involved, you feel me?
Y'all got to think
Right.
about this too. Remember back when 051 Melly was still alive, and the years prior to
Mhm.
that, Dirk even used to put it in his songs. He'll drop a bag on your head.
Mm,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's
So
all
you want to
coming
call a
together.
person that puts the bag up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you remember when Vaughn said in one of his IG lives that he was like salute to Melly, he a op, but I give him his props.
Yeah, that was that live he did with when he told about T. Roy.
He said he spoke
Mhm.
to Melly. He said he actually spoke to Melly.
Mhm. 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 Yep. But I think this was all after, wasn't Melly dead already
Yeah,
when that
Melly was
happened?
dead when he said that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yep.
But shit, look
Mhm.
how many years ago they was saying it because Dirk was supposed to have put a bounty on Melly head too.
Mhm.
Who, Duck?
I mean, not Dirt. I'm like,
Dirt.
serious.
Dirt.
Dirt?
Yeah,
Oh.
Dirt. Yeah, not Doug. I'm sorry, Dirt.
And so, what do y'all think about Chicago Scene '88 when he put up on his story when he was talking about all of these murders, like can't get right and all of this stuff, and that the Rico is gonna bring out all of that.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Mhm.
he either he has an inside intel or he a fed that's getting paid like fed it for putting out
Hmm.
these stories and be wanting people to get in there and incriminate themselves in the comments like they do. Oh no, no, no! It wasn't
Hmm.
under this person right here. It was that person right there that did it. They got it all wrong. They
Hmm.
because you see what he said on one of the Q&As. It was like, you think the feds gonna leave Chicago? They was like, no, NLMB next. Like, she.
Hmm. Hmm. That's just
When I seen it, I thought about when I want to say not last December, but the December before last, when they were saying the
hmm.
feds had got the warrant to seize Shooter Shell's phone.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So I'm like, oh, they trying to build a case. Then I thought about the 16 shot interview, and I'm like, oh, okay, they make it seem like, nah, this person right here not doing nothing. But she
Hmm.
They
really
already
told.
got all the information off the goddamn internet. Because I told you, I saw a week after Doug died, and I was never even watching drill. Who did it? If I could do that,
Hmm.
you don't think people who investigate for a living could see that? I wasn't even investigating. I was just
And
watching
what
the
Hmm.
they don't
video.
know, them people have to take psychology classes.
Well, I took psychology classes. Maybe that's why I was able to put it together.
Yeah, they have to take psychology classes. They have to talk to you to
Hmm.
get you to incriminate yourself. If which they ask you the same question like 50,000 times, just to see if your answer changed at least once.
That's why I was saying I
Right.
think them releasing all this information is a form of is a psychological tactic, like to kind of like threaten the people who know what's going on. You feel me? And to spread
Hmm.
that umbrella out for everybody. Like y'all better come through right now, or y'all gonna get caught anyway because motherfuckers is talking. And it ain't just one or two
That's true.
people either.
They had so many people on that hit that shit. I feel like 4 out of 5 gonna say something.
I think so too.
Once they start realizing like this is what they got on y'all. Cause I'm pretty sure they didn't see an emotional discovery yet, but it could be like the Florida Disney World Rico. They had 800 pages. Just imagine they only just dropped 68 pages on Duck Murder, and they got a whole Rico going against the game that's going back at least 12 to 13 years. Well, Ki died in what 2014.
Mm-hmm.
14. Yeah.
I think the superseding word is what alludes to the fact that they're coming for everybody. The superseding word, meaning that it's an ongoing
Hmm.
investigation
Mm-hmm.
and there's already information coming out about other murders through Duck's case. So in murder, there's no statute of limitations on that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And who done told on who,
Most
what, when,
definitely.
where? So.
That's what
Exactly,
I'm saying.
JR.
They
JR
just
said
bring the
yeah. And
bait. Yes.
JR said, yep. JR said, yeah. And people are so dumb, they just bite the bait and go on these people's channels and tell all that info.
Yep.
Hmm. Hmm. But
That's why
it's
when they be in
just
this
like when
shit
they were
talking,
putting it on Twitter. It was the same thing when you were putting it on Twitter. Right after it happened, you talking about smoking on somebody's cat. Why would you say that? If nobody is really supposed to know all about it, how do you know?
Because they were, that, you know what I figured out what happened with drill period? They were still feeling like they was doing that to each other since they do it all, to themselves without nobody watching.
Mm-hmm.
They was doing the same
Mm-hmm.
thing and not realizing everybody was watching.
Mm-hmm.
you
They
gotta
didn't
think
realize
about it.
how big it was.
Right.
All the ones that passed away, they're gonna come back and they're gonna solve all those murders. They're gonna find off of this
Oh,
Rico.
absolutely.
They're gonna get who killed this person, that person, and this
Oh,
person.
absolutely. And people that were blamed for killing somebody or tried to say they killed somebody, you're gonna find out who the real person is,
Yeah,
who the real killer is.
So do you think Zoo gonna stay loyal? Because I see Zoo as a loyal individual. You think he gonna stick with Dirk
Hmm.
to the very end?
I think he'll try to, but if he see that they're gonna try to snake him, I don't think he's gonna go for that.
Mm-mm.
You don't think? I mean,
I don't think he gonna tell on nothing,
oh no,
but I don't think he gonna.
I don't think he gonna
I
tell.
don't think he's gonna be nobody fucking scapegoat.
No, that's what I mean. I don't think he gonna tell, but he ain't gonna be no scapegoat.
I wonder if he sat there and thought about how he got knocked down in that car with them weapons unloading the truck allegedly.
All those videos and edited and brought into discovery. Yeah.
What you reading?
They already got them
What
videos
you say,
chopped,
man?
edited, and brought into Discovery. They already got all them videos because they already said they're gonna be using the music and all that shit.
I have put up. Did y'all read this comment about Mugu Crump? Mugu Crump was Dirk's biggest nemesis. He dismissed me so many times. Remember in Bond's song, he said Mugu Crump did all that whooping and he didn't even make it. Yep. Dirk and D Thing, all the bakers. Yep. Yep.
Mm-mm-mm. It's so sad. It's something to talk
Hmm.
about because it's so amazing that it
So do
went
y'all
this far, but it's fucking crazy, yo. Mm.
do y'all think THF teasing? Do you think he gonna snitch? I mean, we already see what he did without talking to
Hmm.
the police. You think he gonna give up all the information to try to save himself?
I think
You
so
a
because
goofy. Like, I
they
think
got
he will too.
I think so too because it's no way out for them. It's no, it's especially with C Murder making that phone call from jail, yo.
Hmm.
What he said? Oh, okay, wait a minute, hold on. So when no, Matt Goddess just said until Zoo name can't come up, THFT is probably gonna be the one who bring his name up and implicate him in that RICO with them, just because he got that THF by his name. I'm an
Hmm.
overthinker, so my mind think a lot like outside of the box.
Maya said it's shaky blood between them. It could be. It could be.
Hmm.
I think like NC was saying. I think that Zoo is starting to see shit now too.
Yeah. Because you can tell on his live, most of the time he be by himself. He's not trying to do too much talking about stuff, but he's starting to turn around and talk about like his past. And he's saying how, no women, no kids movement. Y'all need to hop on board. He said he a Muslim. If I can show you how to come to Allah and lead them streets alone. Zood has been talking like some real stuff. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And he was saying how he's getting close to coming off his ankle monitor where he'll have a little movement and hopefully, he'll be able to, move a certain way. You know how we talk about Tay Savage and how
Mhm.
he out there praying and he's all about his music and all this other stuff and he don't mind talking to the I'm putting up air quotes ops. It's like if we get more and more people to integrate like that, then it may be a shift in what that culture is bringing.
I hope so because we all sat around and a whole fucking generation got killed. Yeah, this can't go on
Yeah.
no more. It can't.
They need
Hmm.
to get this
And they
new
keep getting
generation under
younger and younger.
control because they right now they are unruly generation.
Yeah,
Exactly, Maya.
they was talking about the numbers and they were saying it was years where it was 800, 900 people died. You know what I'm saying? 900 black
Hmm.
men died like that. If you count that for
Hmm.
3 and 4 years, that's a lot of goddamn people. That's thousands of black men, yo.
Yeah.
Hmm. And it's still rising. That's the part. It's
And
still
then they
rising.
just look, and what about the innocent women and children that's getting caught in the mix outside
In
of
the
the black
middle.
members?
Right.
Yep.
All
Right.
these babies getting shot and these kids. I mean, come on now. Enough is enough.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Everybody gone. All the main players is gone. I think that's why they're feeling it too, like the ones that know what's going on. Because now that the fog is gone, now they can see exactly what was done. Everybody gone and they not coming back.
Hmm. Hmm. It's none of that. Let's play around and let's do this or let's do that.
Right.
It's the end. The end is the end.
The end
You
is the
know.
end. You can't fix it after that.
And that's true. Because when you sitting up there taking your last breath, was it worth it? And if you spend the rest of your life behind the bars, is it worth it? Was any of it worth
Hmm.
it?
Right. And it's not. It's not everybody that's in jail right now. You know, and their family members have been trying to reach out and let everybody. Nobody's helping. They're not making sure you get commissary up enough, a pair of shoes, new nothing.
Muggsy,
So
Muggsy,
it's not worth it.
Muggsy be on it. Muggsy, I said yesterday when I went live, I said that Jay-Z was out there in Chicago. What is about to happen? Okay?
Hmm.
Now you got this Dirk concert now. They said Dirk came out 4 times. He came out, he left. 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 Last time he said, I'm not coming back. He can't. They told the people he can't come back out. And that's when everything popped off. Like, what was you trying to do?
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. What were you trying to do?
What was you trying to do, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And everybody should have known that by you announcing that like that everybody was gonna go crazy,
Exactly.
especially with all of them kids there, because the kids disrupted the Billiken parade here earlier that day. So they on 20. They've been sending around those little messages through social media. Hey, teen trend here, teen trend there, right? So.
And they've been waiting however long they've been waiting for this concert. And then they supposed to
Hmm.
be seeing this concert and you come out 4 or 5 times and go back in and then you say you're not coming back out.
And he probably halfway did his performance, because he wasn't feeling well.
So
So
what
they
was you
probably feeling
trying
some
to
kind of
what
way
was you
about that.
yeah,
He
what
probably
was,
was on that stage paranoid, probably thinking somebody was gonna try to take him out the game of life.
True.
well, I wonder if Jay was at that concert because he was in town.
I was gonna say shit. Beyonce was there a couple of weeks ago, wasn't
Shit. He's in town.
it? She put that battle roar in there too.
Mhm.
You finna let Muggsy up, Queen?
Huh?
You letting Muggsy up?
Oh, Muggsy wanna come out?
Oh, I didn't know, but I love when he get on.
There was so many fights happening, they had to stop the concert. Yep.
That's
They
that
said it was
energy
like
like
he
you
was
just
10,
said.
11.
That's that damn energy, like you just said.
Hmm.
They got a link right there if you want to come up.
I'm too claustrophobic. I can't be around a lot of people like that because I feel energy, and if anything feel
Me
amiss,
too.
I got to get the hell up out of there.
Me too. I could
Me
be on a
too.
computer and that shit happen to me.
Yeah, like if anything feel funny, I can't mess with it. Where that bees at? She just dipped on us.
Yeah, but she's not there. She's there, but she's not there, honey.
Well, she might be tired. She been a bomb now.
She been a night hawk.
I ain't fucking with y'all tonight. Y'all ain't gonna have me up all night tonight and recording and trying to hell no. Listen, YouTube world, fuck y'all tonight. I'm going to bed. Shit. I'll be tired as hell in the morning when I gotta get up.
I gotta try to find a way how I can be part of the lives when I start this new job on the weekend.
We might have to listen. When you get home, you ain't gonna feel like being on no fucking live with nobody. You gonna
I
be
know.
tired.
Maybe we could do like a pre-recorded live one day.
We could do that.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Oh, Muggsy's coming up, and my yacht. What's up, my yacht? I never
Peace,
heard you
Queen.
before.
Peace, Queen.
Hey
How are
y'all.
you? How are you, my Brooklyn lady? New York in the
Hello,
building. I love
sweetie.
that. Can you hear
Hello.
me? Can y'all hear
What's
me?
Welcome to
going
Only
on,
Ladies
ladies?
Network.
We hear
Network.
y'all. Hey.
Live and direct. Peace to the queens and the king just entering. This was a very, very intriguing and spiritual, moving drill biography. And if they think
Mhm.
that these psychologists, that detectives, Fed workers haven't done their, we breaking and dissecting the case. So imagine what these big officials who done sat in these classes with these big degrees, imagine what they've ciphered. I'm standing on what I believe. Zell got the ball rolling. Zell told that
Mhm.
THFTZ knew Duck was down there and he called. I'm telling you, I believe Zell took a pill. He went to the hospital and
Mhm.
he started having paranoid delusions and he started confessing. And in the midst of confession, the nurse that heard him, because she heard of Duck, she knew who he was, she went and called the police. He was supposedly in the emergency room with $10,000 in cash, a USB stick, and what else? What
Mm.
else was it? And something else. Well, however, when the charge nurse left to get the police, came back with the police, Zell booked out of the
He was
emergency room,
gone.
but he had already left his information. He had already been registered, already triaged. So guess what? When them feds went to his door, probably the next day or the next hour, that boy offed himself. He had a
Mm.
baby on the
Mm.
way. He had a baby on the way.
Mhm.
No man is going to off himself before the birth of his first child.
But they was trying to say that he offed himself because the girl that he was seeing was apparently seeing somebody else, and that the baby might not have been his. That was the kind
I
of
heard
narrative.
that too. But that's
Yeah, that's
listen,
what
we're
I'm
gonna get a
about.
paternity test. I'm not gonna kill myself. We're gonna get a
Right,
paternity
right,
test.
right.
He didn't even live for the paternity test. I believe if they subpoena that girl, she gonna come to court and she gonna tell what his last hours on earth were like. Because I'm sure she went with him to that emergency room. I'm sure she realized we left the bag with the money, and by the time they got back, the feds was already on their way to his house.
But what if he
Hmm.
didn't kill himself?
I believe that too. I believe the fact that he went to that hospital and started talking. Whoever was with him called O Block, like, yo, Zell in here tweaking. He's doing some goofy shit. And as a result, he was out of there. That's what I think.
Oh,
Zell was the weak link, so he had to go. Zell connected them police to THF's Teasy. They had to get everybody rounded up. If they would have got Teasy first, he would have told everybody, and everybody would have gotten the win. They got him last because now these guys are sitting there playing against each other. Who told? Who told? Who told? Who told? Who told? Now here comes this. They had a secret
Mhm.
indictment. The O Block Five knew that indictment was going out, but they didn't know whose name was on it until he was picked up,
Mhm.
apprehended, and brought into custody. And now let's start the play. The leading role, the leading star is here because had THFTZ never made that call, Duck would still be alive.
right, right,
Mhm.
right.
So
And
I
he
say to say
lied.
this,
And he lied and said that
and he
Dustin
lied. Yes, this some
was
goofy shit. He
barking.
lied. Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
yeah. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He fronted his fucking move. He sure did. Mama Duck
mm-hmm.
said that. She said he was on the phone shaking. And whoever was
Talk
with
your
him was
shit.
Mhm.
asking for badass. Where's badass? Where's D thing? Where's badass? Where's D thing? And let me tell y'all ladies this. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I currently reside in Maryland. I had to understand
Mhm.
what happened with my son. My son was a straight A student with braces, well manicured, two-parent household. He jumped off the porch. He started banging crip. He got locked up for a gun. The detective that called me said, here in this precinct is a young man with braces on. He's well shaved and he has ID. Can I know where you are? I told him where I was. I said, listen, my son was striving to be a statistic. I don't think this is his case. Can I get an attorney? My next thing to my son was shut the fuck up because you ain't built for this. You jumped
Mhm.
off the porch with coal in your eyes. You still smell like breast milk. So
Mhm.
let your mother handle this. In order for me, he said, I would never understand what it is once you jump off the porch, you can't go back. I had to get into the drill scene. I happened to happen
Mhm.
upon Duck first. Duck first.
Mhm.
My Queen Lotus, she was supporting Mama Duck real heavy. That's when she was over there with Charleston White. and all of that was going on. And I had to understand, I had to go from the music to the biography to Chicago Seeds to I was able to sit down and have a conversation with my son. You understand? I said, listen, I'm a civilian. I'm your OG. And I'm going to get back in the street. So I had to go into my bag. You know, Lotus, we was in the Brooklyn streets. I grew up in 90. I was on the hill, Saratoga Avenue. If you know anything about up the hill, Albany
That's
Projects,
Brownsville,
Queensboro
right?
Projects.
Right.
Okay.
I'm from
All
East New
right.
York, so I'm right next
Okay.
door.
So I ran through there. Okay. I had to explain to my son. I jumped back on the porch when I knew I was having a man child. See, because the things I was doing in the street, you being a boy, they would snatch your little ass up behind what I was doing. So out of respect, I jumped off the porch. I had to give my son my resume. I had to call references while he sat there to understand. It's not that I don't want you in the street, but you're going to be in the street as a lawyer, as an investigator, as an attorney, or as a fucking a detective.
Girl,
You're not
pack
going to be
your
in the street
shit.
as a statistic. Like I worked too hard and too much was vested in him. So now that I'm so tied up in the drill thing, I listen to Duck all day. I bang dead bitches. I don't care who's offended. I'm a civilian. I like music. I don't care about who won, who lost. I care about the blood that was shed. Back to, I mean, like I had to let my son see that I'm not, I'm not a goofy. I know what's
Let
going
me
on.
ask you
And
this.
my
Let me
job,
ask you
yes,
this real
ma'am.
quick. Did you, when you did that, weren't you able to figure everything out just by being
Oh,
online?
listen, I started searching while I was listening to lives. I was searching under my son's bed and I was finding the stuff. I was pulling out couches. I was finding the stuff. He had the stuff. Then I had to go in the street to the little G's and press them like, what's the story? And they was like, yeah, he out here. Oh no, my son is out there. He still got breast milk on him. And once they get out there and they pledge what they pledge, even as they OG, there's not much you could do. You either gonna bang with them, hang with them, or you know what I mean? And I wasn't willing to hang. I wasn't willing to get on no stand and go through all of that with my son. I love him, but I don't want to go to jail or hell for you. So I want you to understand that because I know what's going on, you can't do this. And guess what? It's not intriguing to him no more because his mother listens to drill music. I'm in here
Yeah,
all day, Chief Keef. I'm in here all day with my spliff, listening to Duck, listening to FBG Butter Cap all day on his YouTube to get these butter bucks. My son be like, I can't stand it.
yeah,
But
but
guess what?
I
He in
want
the house watching me.
the parents to know, the females and the males to know, man, it's a certain energy behind gang banging for
Of
real.
course.
And
Of course.
it's so palpable that it'll take over you. Because I go back to when I first jumped off the porch. It was the energy that was sucking me towards going to the streets and gang banging. You know what I
It
mean?
felt like if
And
you
us
wasn't
as
off the porch, you
parents,
wasn't cool.
that's when I was younger. I'm older now. Us as parents, we have to find avenues to steer them away from that energy. We
Let me
can't be
tell you,
banging
brother.
Duck, can't
Wait,
be
Listen,
banging
let
Little
him
I
Dirk,
had
speak though.
to.
and don't
You
think.
won't
Wait,
cut
hold
him
on,
out.
hold on. I'm not finished.
Speak
And
after he's
don't
done.
think that it doesn't affect our kids because they hearing this, they seeing us banging this Dirk music, and I don't play it around my kids anymore. I play old music. They be like, oh, you listen to that old music. I'm not gonna listen to somebody saying kill this person, fuck that person. I mean, just think of the
I
things we're
did it.
putting in their little
I
brains.
had to do.
We're
My son
we're
is a
the
big grown
adults,
man.
and we have to lead the way that we should lead, not the way that we
Absolutely.
want to lead.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we
Absolutely.
can't let this drill stuff that took over, man. I mean, once you realize that is nothing positive in it, and it's not doing anything for you or anyone that's listening to it, you got to let it go.
What I did was I did that so that he would be deterred from it. They don't like to do what we do. Kids don't like doing what their parents. They'll tell you in a minute, Ma, you mad old. So for him to see me getting into the drill culture, understanding the language, I used to bar it. I used to get up early in the morning because it created an energy. I would be asleep, wake up, and my son is listening to drill music. It would make me angry for no apparent reason. I only heard it for
Yes.
10 minutes to go take a shower and to go out the door, but I'm on a train and I'm angry. And to be angry on a train in the streets of New York is different. It's anything could happen. You could lose your life just that quick. I swiped my
Mm-hmm.
Metro card. I was angry on the train. Somebody stabbed me in my neck. We was in between tunnels and you died. So I had to like, okay, if this is what it makes me feel this way, imagine when I do it to him. He don't want me doing
Yes.
what he's doing. He don't like that I like the drill music. He don't like that. He told me, Mom, you are OG. Why you don't listen to R. Kelly enough? R. Kelly from the Shy too. I can listen to R. Kelly too. He BD. Oh, you going too far with this. Now you understand how I felt as a mother? I'm a civilian and I'm interacting in your territory. You don't like it. So now my son has become a civilian. He caught his first felony with braces on. I was going to go, I was about to lose it and pay for the lawyer. And the lawyer told me, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to take your 18 bands, but your son's going to still walk out of this with a plea deal. He's going to get probation. Let him take the probation because that's going to keep him grounded. If you said he's a good kid, we'll see. My son has been on probation 2 years. He has not had one infraction. He has one more year. Then he gets a YO. I don't care what he say about him being 20. I'm going to New York City with my Timbs on and my joggers and my Benetton sweater. I'm yoking him up and you out of here, boy, because I can't protect you there. You understand? I can protect you here. I can't. And I mean, I say in terms of protection, I understand what black magic is about. I understand those portals, Queen. I know you see me talking, Lotus. You hear my comments, and so I know what it's like. That only goes but so far. Son, I can't protect you when you going into these places because you stepped out of my protection. So the only thing I could ask is that you come home. Let me cleanse you of every trespass. I don't care what you did. Let me just cleanse you. And then if you choose to go back into the world, you stepping out a free man, a clean man. Not from
Right.
the things that I seen, the things I didn't see. Because see, that's
Right.
what these
Right.
kids, the mothers don't realize. My son didn't do nothing. You didn't see him do it. It was the
Right. But
things you
Muggsy, I
didn't
want to I
see.
want to go back to something that Muggsy was saying.
Is his dad
Muggsy.
in his life?
Yes, very much. From the gate, from the belly all the way up. Took him at 10, took him through the rites of passage. It was with his father. He became a gang member because his father
Oh,
gave him
oh,
that
oh.
I don't beat kids. He's a man. He's not a man. He's going through his rites of passage.
Yeah,
And had you
and,
returned him back to me at
yeah.
15, I would have made him a man. But he felt like and I never took that away from him. But now the big Rasta and I can sit and he can say, you know what? He didn't take me, he didn't respect my feminine energy. He didn't. Now he says, I respect it and I understand what you was
Because
doing.
it's a
I just
balance. It's a balance
it's
with men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Kids have to have that balance. You know what I
yep,
mean? They may
yep.
stray,
Right.
but they'll come back if they have that balance with a father. And I've seen it. I've seen the
Yeah.
effect that I have on my kids. You know what I mean? So I always advocate for putting the men in the life. Now, if it's a negative, if it's a if man is
Muggsy, you going out or is it me going out?
What happened, Muggsy?
It's Muggsy. But I wanted to say something about what Muggsy said because it was very important what he said when he said
Mm-hmm.
that is that the energy at the Dirt concert was very dark. And
Mm-hmm.
see, that type of music, what it does to people spiritually, they really don't understand. They don't understand the
No,
frequency
no.
of it. They don't understand how it's
Listen,
affected by
listen.
the frequency. And I think that that needs to be
Queen,
taught
listen, Queen
more.
Lotus, it doesn't have a frequency. It falls way below the Afro scale. It doesn't have a frequency. And anything without a frequency is doomed. That music, that drill music, the beats from Europe, those are the beats those people in Europe, those Satan worshipers and all those people, they took that music, add some treble, add some bass, and called it drill beats and started selling it here. And then these kids started acting on that frequency, moving on that
Right.
frequency, and they
Well,
became
however
that
low it
frequency.
is, or whether it doesn't have, that has a zero frequency or below zero
Hmm.
frequency, that shit is fucking these
It's
kids up.
affecting them. It's affecting them. That's right. That's right. I tell my son, energy is everything. Anything without energy is dead. That music has no energy. It has no frequency. It carries no sound except what you hear. It does nothing to you internally, so it makes you mad like somebody scratching a chalkboard. Now that I listen to it, he hated it. He slammed doors. He get mad. Oh, you know it was King Von's birthday? Yeah, I know it was King Von's birthday. I have no reason to celebrate. I just know it was his birthday. I know Duck birthday. I know Dirk birthday. I know D Thing birthday. I know the day Duck father came home. I know his name. I know everything because I had to understand, get into my son's psyche. Because I could forever lock him in the house or beat him and do all of that stuff. But until you understand what your kid is going through, you won't never know. It's just gonna be punishment. So I got into it, and now that I got into it, he went the other way.
Oh, that's a good
He's
thing.
living his life because he don't want me. Oh, I
That's
don't.
a
You doing
blessing.
too much. I said, see, you don't like it. It sounds ugly, doesn't it? Hearing your mother sing "dead bitches" word for word, bar for bar, you hate it. He hate when I say,
Mhm.
like when that song. It took me. I don't know if y'all do this, but I slow the drill music down to hear exactly what they're saying. And it took me a while to hear what Vaughn was saying.
Hmm.
Mubu Crump did all that woofing and he ain't make it.
Hmm.
Melly got hit in the party. He was Harlem shaking. I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Ooh, why he doing that?" And then I listened to Dirk music and hear how he's at Mubu, how he's at Melly, and I'm like, "This is serious." Then I heard Dirk say, I think Queen Lotus, you mentioned it. His aunt don't mess with him no more because of Newski's death. That's a
Mm-hmm.
fact. She want nothing to do with Dirk because her son was murdered. She said, my son was about to sign a deal. This boy came and got my son out the bed and took him off the porch and introduced and promised me, Auntie, I got him. It's nothing but music. And they knew, 051 Melly knew what he was doing. He was going to
Queen,
pluck
Wait a minute.
every
Rewind,
artist.
Queen,
rewind, rewind, Maya. Rewind.
Yes, rewind. Come on,
You
let's go
said
back.
you said that the mother said that it was it the day that Nudie got killed that he went and woke him up out the bed.
Brenton got him and said, you're getting signed today. Let's go get some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get this, that, and the third. You're getting your deal today. Newski was getting his deal. He was about to be a rapper. His first album was about to be published.
I thought
And
I
the
he
know
mother
signed
that
told
part.
six.
him,
I thought he signed 6 days before he got killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
well, I believe the check. It was the check thing. He was getting some check
It
that
was
day.
something that
Whatever
had
was
to do with his deal.
Mm-hmm.
with
But
the
I'm gonna
deal.
tell
Dirk
you
went
though,
and got him,
Queen.
woke him up.
But you know what? Something about Dirk. Everybody that dies, that's around him, that's in music, he turns and take their style because he
He
was
takes
rapping
their
like
whole
Newski.
image. He's
He was rapping
first he was
because
rapping like
Newski,
Newski.
Maya,
I'm
let
on,
let
I'm
let
New.
Kaya
on.
finish, please, baby girl. We
Go ahead.
gotta let
I'm
other
sorry.
people
I'm sorry.
finish.
Oh
Okay,
no, no! I was just finna just point out he started
Kaya.
sounding like. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I
He
hear
was
you.
sounding like Newski after
He
Newski
was.
died. Newski
He
had
was.
a way higher energy than Dirk. He had a way
Yeah.
better flow and wordplay than Dirk. Dirk
Hmm.
sound. Newski was more educated. Dirk really don't
Yeah,
be
he was.
saying nothing when he be rapping. He
No,
has elementary rhymes for real, for real.
definitely, definitely. I agree. And then
And
when
when
Vaughn died,
Vaughn
he took
died,
Vaughn's style.
took
When,
Von
Hmm.
style, yeah.
He sure did.
but you got to think about it. It wasn't just him that took Bond style because when Moonwalk first came out after Bond died, his song was hot trash. That song was
Mm-hmm.
terrible.
It was terrible.
I
Yeah.
don't think Muwop is a
And
rapper. I don't
but
think Muwop's
no,
a rapper.
but
He
Moonwalk
said
did
he
a
was
song.
garbage.
It was a video with Moonwalk and King Von. It was like a song with Moonwalk and King Von.
Yep.
Moonwalk sounded just like Von. It was like he was trying to channel Von energy.
Hmm.
That's
But
what
we
they do.
already
Hmm. That's what he do.
That's what they do. They all do that.
and just think
Yep.
about how Moonwalk was hand delivered to the feds. I be feeling like Dirt be knowing what he know what he was doing.
Yeah. How
He
Mama
just
Duck
didn't
said,
think he
that's the underplay for the overplay. He used these little people on the ground while he up there working his magic, and when they get knocked off, it's attributed to him. It deflects back to him, and then he goes up another notch. That's what I believe. I mean, he took Vaughn literally, out of O Block, made him this big star. How do you take your artist and you don't give him no guidance? This boy was the bag. Vaughn was very intelligent. As evil and demonic as he wasn't no stupid kid. I guess all the time he spent in prison, he spent it reading. But he was the bag. You don't protect your investments. Like, I don't know. I just see something demonic about Dirk. I just believe he's the gatekeeper for the Midwest. He did some spiritual work.
He's one of them.
Um,
He's being trained.
he's one of them. Hmm.
He's
Hmm.
being trained. Yeah, he was being
Hmm.
trained, and I think he's going to another level now. So they have him doing all this strange shit is going on, but
it
he's
seemed like
The
definitely
everything.
being
strange
trained.
sweaters with skateboards on them. You said on your live the other day. Now his hair is he was blonde at first when he got to that level.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back to black hair. And I don't know if y'all ever paid attention to his eyes and his visual. He's always high. Every video he looked toasted to me, like completely, or either he did a ritual before and went right on screen, and that's not him. But Dirk don't look. He looks very animated to me and very demonic.
I think he always looked like that
Yeah, I
because
think
I
he
think
just
this was on
I
him
don't know. It's
from
just
the
something about
beginning.
him when you look at his eyes that he got eyes that you can't trust. But I thought it was something meant when they dyed their hair blonde. It was supposed to be like a ritual. And I was
yeah.
wondering what made him decide to dye his hair back black.
Is when they go through certain stages. Like they don't do things. Okay, say we all got an organization going and we have to do certain things in that organization. Instead of
Mhm.
speaking on it, we'll have codes. Like if you see me with blonde hair, you know I'm going from one level to the next. You know I'm being initiated. You know what I'm saying? Without me having to tell
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mhm.
You said that. You said that, Lotus Queen. You said that. You said Kanye, uh, this guy Chris Brown. You named a few of them, and they all went through that blonde hair stage, and then they came back to the black hair,
I
and
think
then
the
like as
blonde
if
hair
nothing
also
happened.
has a lot to do with MK Ultra. Sometimes it has to do with them being programmed a certain way because when Kelly Price was acting kind of weird and she disappeared and then she came back, what color was her hair?
Mm.
Blonde.
Mm.
Say that.
Mhm.
Say that. Mm. Wow.
So why do they do this? What I mean, what's the end game to all this? Do y'all
I
feel
guess
like
financial freedom.
when these
Financial freedom.
people sell their souls and stuff? Is it to influence others to do what they doing? Is it self destruction or what is it?
What it
I
is that if
believe.
you want to be in that circle, if you want to be in that circle and be a millionaire and live like that, you have to sacrifice your people. You have to
Yeah.
sacrifice your alliance with your
That what you
people.
love. Yep. That what you
And
love. That what
even
you're
if you go
connected
to
to.
college and you want to be a big doctor or something, you want to make X amount of dollars, they recruit them through there too with the
Hmm.
fraternities and
Sororities and
sororities.
stuff. Yep.
You go to the
Yep.
Navy, the Army, whatever you do, you go to the service, you serving them. And the nickname for this organization and the system we live under, the code word is ICE.
Mm, mm,
That's
mm.
why we live under the Just ICE system. That's why the
Wow.
people that protect the Just ICE system is the Pole ICE police.
Mm, mm, mm,
If you
mm,
join
mm,
their armed forces, the Army, the Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force, it's called you're
Mhm.
in the service. You serve ICE.
and you have to take an oath.
So it's a
And you have to take
code.
an oath.
It's a
Hmm.
code with these people. They speak in code. They don't speak. Even the English language is coded. That's why they took our language from us because
It's
the
coded.
languages that we use it causes a vibration. People must always wonder like why the fuck did they take only our language from us? Because that tells you who we are. Even the
Yeah.
vibrations from when we speak. This is why hip hop is so important to them that they
Yep.
have to control it because it's a
The
method of
frequency.
us communicating and the frequency and the vibration is
Hmm.
controlled through us. So they took it over and they took over all the music. There's
Yeah,
Do
a
you
it's
music.
remember
definitely
Lotus Queen? What was the rapper? Uh, he the acronym for hip hop. He told he he told that. What's his name? Dr. McGriff.
Professor
Is it
Griff.
Dr. McGriff? Professor Griff.
Professor.
Professor
I
Jeff
forgot
from
all the
PE.
acronyms of hip hop. Yeah, he broke hip hop down where it was specific to us. It was ours. It was put together. It was a language that we understood. We communicated. I don't even know how they took it in. I guess they changed the frequency. They took what we had frequency music, beat bop, hip hop. Then they started doing the drill thing, and that's no or low frequency music, and it changed everything. It changed the message. The receivers don't. We older people, I'm not sitting around my crew playing no drill. We're gonna listen to R. Kelly. We're gonna listen to some throwback music, some Biggie, something like that. I couldn't to see those kids sitting around. Could you imagine how they're feeling? They smoking, they're taking pills, and they're hearing this, and then they're saying, "Yo, let's go to a party. Let's go to the gas station." Anybody they see that appears wrong to them is in a dangerous state, all because of what they just internalized. I
Yeah,
wasn't
but
mad when Eric
I
Adams
don't really
banned drill in New York.
I don't see the difference between gangster music that we grew up on and rap music. I really don't see. I see it's really the same shit. They was talking about killing people and selling drugs and shit, taking
All
drugs.
right, let's take it back
There's no
to
difference
Scott
really.
LaRock, Scott LaRock era. We're gonna take it back to the Flavor Flav. They had a message in the music. Fight the power,
Okay, but
self-destruction.
hold on. But also on the other side, you had when
Hmm.
Scott LaRock and who else you just say?
Uh,
Scott
Scott
LaRock
LaRock.
and
Boogie Down
Well, I
Production with
KRS-One. On the other side, you
KRS-One.
had gangster rap. Gangster rap was booming then. That's when gangster rap was just coming up. You had
Yeah.
NWA on the
G
West
Rap and
Coast.
Polo.
You
Yeah.
had
NWA.
MCA.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
The difference was the vibration in the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was
I
versatility.
think
had. Hey,
There was
wait, hold on, but
versatility. Oh wait, let me
I'm gonna
just
tell
say
you
this.
something
On one
more.
side, you might have some gangster rap, but on the other side, you'll have somebody talking some
I'm gonna
positive
tell
shit.
you from a male point of view. But that song MC8 had, the hood took me under. Man, when
mhm.
I used to hear that song, I just used to want to go out and gang bang and just fuck up the opposition. I mean, that was a song, and even MCA said how people used to come up to him and say, "Man, when I'm ready to go do a drive by, put on your song," and he said, how it made him feel bad. Like a lot of people got killed to these songs. You know what I mean?
But that was
And this
one
was back.
song. It wasn't all the whole hip hop industry was making a song like that. Now it's the whole hip hop industry have a song like that
It
now.
was
Yeah.
Queen.
Yeah.
If you go back, it's a lot of gangster songs out there back in the day when we came up. That's all I used
I
to listen to
understand,
was
but it
gangster music.
still was. We still
I
had
think
21. We still had 21. Girl, we
Yeah.
still had that type of shit. You don't
I,
have nothing like that no more.
I feel yeah.
Yeah,
I think
okay,
back
you saying
then
about the balance.
it was more like
Yeah,
a gangster type music, but it was like shit. Go out there and get you some money. It would teach you how to hustle. You might turn around and have pain music with it. You might have some crump music with it. They get you to make you want to go out there to the club. It was just different vibes to the music back then versus now. It's pop a pill, go knock somebody head off and f somebody. These
fact.
Yeah. How
girls,
could you
the
dance to
girls.
that? How do you dance to that?
Yeah, but I'm saying like now like the women back in the day, you had Foxy Brown. I like to be an
MC
ex
Light.
because I'm from down south.
Oh
You
yes,
had
yes. I
Queen,
like her too. I'm from up north, but I like her
uh,
too.
Hey,
you had
Lil
Queen
Kim used to be
Latifah.
raw. Now when Lil Kim first dropped, Lil Kim was raw. She
Yes,
was
but
Hell
spitting.
yeah, she was. Hell yeah.
she wasn't always talking about selling her female goods neither. But you got girls looking up to Cardi B who says she don't even play her songs around her own child, but you making the songs for another girl to listen to. So it's like
Hmm.
you a hypocrite to your own music. You think it's good enough for everybody else child, but it's not good enough for your own versus the women back then. No, this is for a message for all the women. Like it wasn't singling out, let me put you down. No, let me lift you up. You know, it was it's a
Agreed.
different vibration. I understand what you're saying, Mosey, but it's still not the
I
same. You
don't.
know,
I mean, I
I like the
when I'm
music
when
with the
I'm just, I
messages.
can
I
only
still
tell you
love
from a
Tupac.
male point of view and how I was out there and how the music made me feel. I mean, y'all females and maybe y'all feel the vibe different, but I'm telling you, like that gangster music was the shit back then, and it was hustling music. And just think about it, you got to keep it real with yourself. When they was talking about hustling, it was selling cocaine and destroying our communities. They weren't
Yep.
talking about
Yep.
doing
Yep.
something positive.
Yep.
So it was
But they
it's
Yep.
wasn't
all
talking about
it's
murder.
all
Everybody,
destructive.
they wasn't
But
What's
talking
there
the
was
about
a
word?
getting
balance
What's
in
the
it.
murdered
They
and
talked
shit.
word?
about
What's the
getting
word?
money. It wasn't murder. I mean, it was murder because they were talking about selling drugs, but it wasn't bang, bang, bang. You
Think
know?
of
Everything is
now. Just
murder,
think.
murder, bang, bang, death, death. Every fucking song.
Yes,
I stood
yes,
over here
it
and I
was.
shot him. I
Yes,
went to
it
his
was.
mama.
I
Not every
chased them
song like
down. I
now.
hawked them
Like,
down. Mm.
Just think about Boys in the Hood. Let's go to Boys in the Hood. That was 1992, 93.
Hmm.
The music was
did
there,
you
and
listen to that soundtrack? That
yeah,
soundtrack had a
now
song
it
called
was.
Spirit on it. Like, no, it wasn't that. It had a couple of songs on there that was positive. Maybe three, four songs on that album.
It's
That's what
just
I'm
like now
saying.
they don't have you had even with Tupac as gangstified his music was, he still had message in his music.
It
Ain't
was a
no mess.
message, yeah.
Ain't no
Yeah.
messages
Yeah.
here. It's no subliminal messages. It's no hidden
Nothing.
gems in
It's
there for you
straight
to
to the
break
business.
down.
I'm gonna kill you or I smoked your cousin.
But
Straight to the
but
point.
but
They
Either
what
didn't
I'm
I'm
give you
gonna
saying,
kill you or I'm gonna
me
fuck you.
me
One of
looking back,
yeah.
me looking back on the music, I can't I can't give Pac, you know what I'm saying, all his just due because if you gonna push positive, push positive. We was getting
Well, he
positive.
got
Listen,
blindsided by the
hold on,
news
hold
about
on.
what.
We
But
was
you can't say
we
that
was
because
getting
every day of your
positive.
life you're not gonna be positive. R.
We was
Kelly
getting
said it. It
positive
said
mixed
it.
with
He said it
gangster shit.
when a
You know what I'm
but no,
saying?
but you got to think about it like this. You could be a most positive person, but when you have somebody always picking at you, picking at you, picking at you, you ain't gonna always be positive. You gotta let them see that ugly side to you. Like, nigga, you trying me, and this is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he was saying that shit to the wrong people.
I
People
mean, you
died
gotta
because of that
remember.
shit.
You gotta remember
Yep.
when Tupac first came out, he was on that Black Panther Party shit.
Hard.
Yeah, we remember
Yeah.
that.
He
But
was
we
on that.
also remember when he died, he was talking
Remember that?
crazy.
Yeah, but
Exactly. And when he
but
died, he was a gang member. So you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like it's crazy, like how things happen. Even though he was the most powerful, poignant, poetic person, at the end of the day, he end up being where he was. I got Tupac in the motherfucker in my CD chamber right now. For real. Even though
Yeah.
he was preaching that,
I
he
listen to hit him
ended up
up.
being what he was preaching against. Yeah, I still got a CD change. I gotta find this.
I mean, I didn't take it personal, but I did find it very disturbing that towards the end,
When he crossed
that he
over,
had
I
to take
did.
that route.
Queen, I'm
Yeah,
with you
I
on
was
that.
very
Yeah.
disappointed in him.
who
I was
called it
very
that?
disappointed. I'm gonna put it like that.
Yeah, that whole death row situation. That spoke. I didn't like that. Death row. You was just
You know,
speaking
on that
life, peace,
Machiavelli
power,
CD,
love, and
but like on the
yeah.
Machiavelli CD, and he did White Man's World against
Mhm.
what was the other one? What's the name of this song? Because matter of fact, it's on one of my
Brenda's
playlists.
got a baby.
No, no, no. I'm talking on the Machiavelli CD. Hold on.
Oh, the Machiavelli years later. Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna say it's on one of my playlists. I gotta look to see what it
yeah. We still
is.
listen to our old school music. I love it.
Oh no, it's on my Apple
That get the
playlist.
party hype.
Cause my
Yeah.
thing is this.
So,
Well, it depends on my attitude. Cause like one night, one of my daughters got jumped, and
woo,
I seen the video. It's my daughter and two of
Taya.
her
Woo.
friends, and it's 10 hoes. Them, she couldn't call me, but I couldn't even sleep that night because I told her, Kiki, don't go out. Like you already been
Mhm.
out for the day. Stay home. Had she would have listened to me, she didn't got jumped because she trying to keep her friends from fighting. And so then she
Mhm.
like two girls to jump me. The first thing I do on my way out the door, like I call my other daughter, like shit, your sister just got jumped. We gotta go. And I grabbed me about two butcher knives because my thing in my head was I'm gonna stab and grab. And I put on me you put on mood music to have you already amped up for
Mhm.
real.
Mhm.
You, I put on some Lil Jon, and like I had to get myself because I do be trying to be peaceful. I'm not coming in peace. No, not when it
Mhm.
comes to my children. I'm
Yeah.
stupid.
You
Like
gonna leave
I,
in
I
pieces.
go to
Listen.
I'm stupid.
Listen.
Like
I
I go
felt you.
stupid.
Yeah.
And I did. I put
Yeah.
on me some Lil Jon and with some head busters. I was banging
Mhm.
that shit like flying, like for real. And hopped out the car,
Sliding. You was
flying.
sliding, Queen.
I was
I
flying.
hope we didn't run Muggsy out of here, but it's not. It wasn't a female or a male thing. It was the balance of the music. It had nothing to do with how a woman heard music or how a man heard music. Because I used to listen and bump gangster music all day and fucking night, but I ain't want to kill nobody, and nobody that I knew that was listening to it wanted to kill somebody.
No, we
These little
just sat around
motherfuckers,
playing
their
spades.
answer to every fucking problem is kill and
Yeah.
murder.
Mhm. Yeah.
And to put it back on Doug, I feel like this though. The the other side blackballed him
Of
all
course.
these years.
Of course.
Because for real, Dirt wouldn't have got on without Chief Keef.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
He wouldn't have got on
Mm-mm.
without Chief Keef.
Mm-mm.
For
I
real.
agree. I agree.
Here it is, Doug. 10 years later, he got his foot in the game without no help from none of you niggas.
He
Mm-hmm.
bullied his way in. He stood on business,
And
and
that
that's what I
made
respect him
that
for.
made that
I
big eyed
respect him
nigga.
that.
See, it made him sick because
Yeah.
he knew Dirt wordplay is way up there compared to Dirk's.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Dirk
Yeah.
has elementary school wordplay. If you pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to the words he be saying,
He's R
outside
and
of
B to me. He's a Chris Browner. That's what I see Dirk as Chris Brown.
he whoever style he stole at that moment in time. That's what he is.
He a
Yeah,
remix
that's
of
a fact.
I'm
a
dead.
couple of people. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we
Yeah,
think about it, after Vaughn died, he came out sounding like Vaughn. He was singing
yeah.
like T-Pain, the previous CDs with the auto tune.
Muggsy, get back up here. Don't you even try to be in the comments. Get your butt back up here.
Yes, it wasn't no
Don't make me
Hi.
disrespect,
snatch your ass back up here.
Ah.
but Z.
Ain't nothing personal. We vibing. You know how many days I've been typing trying to get up here? Queen, was I
And
not
then my
typing? I
thing
said I
is this,
can't type fast enough.
but look, and my thing is this: the women, Meg Thee Stallion, she can't rap.
No.
Cardi B, her music sound good, but she don't really be saying nothing.
And
Nicki
she don't
Minaj,
write it.
and Nicki Minaj, when she want to, I mean, I like Nicki because she animated. Like
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
Nicki, but it's
yeah.
just you don't have to use your body, to sell. The women the women from the forefront, they didn't have to do that.
I
They
had a
was able
big
to sing.
session with another queen because
I
I
think Moni
quoted,
Love
I
and
didn't mean
Queen
to cut you. Go ahead,
Latifah, they
Kaya.
do that, huh?
Yeah. I had a, no, I'm not gonna say an argument, but one of the queens, we were having a discussion about Glorilla. She said, I ain't fucked up about no credit score. I might be rich as fuck tomorrow. And I said, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard a woman say, a black woman, especially, that my teens and queens are listening to. She was like, what you mean? That was popping what she said. Tell me what was popping about that. I ain't fucked up about no credit score. You might. Might is a yes or a no. I just felt like that was just, and it turned into a delete, a block off Facebook, a block off Instagram. And I told her I stand for peace and I stand for women unifying women and women edifying women. How could she teach my little girl anything?
But
Same thing
how
with
old
Cardi. I
was the
mean,
person
not
that said that?
she was a
How old was
whole
the
grown
person?
woman. She was a
She
grown
was she at
woman,
your
and
age?
she
Because
agreed with
you
that.
got to figure different age ranges think different. So if she like 5, 10 years younger than you, then she may be thinking
No,
different. You know what I'm saying?
no, she's in my age bracket. I'm 47 years old. She's 47 years old. She said it as if I was a hater. It was a hot line. That was a hot line. It wasn't a hot line. It had no balance to it. But
Yeah, it does.
to each his own. I don't hate her. I don't hate her. She's setting it out for the black women. She holding the crown right now. She got us up there. But at the same time, can we get some edifying music? Can we say you dark and you pretty and you could run the city or you could be Obama? Teach these little girls. They sing just about any hook you put out as long as they got to drill something to it.
They're
Give
not
them
gonna
Yeah,
something.
but
I'm
why?
waiting for
they're
that
But
not
why
rapper.
is Glorilla holding it down for the women?
we
No,
got
Right,
the shit she
right.
talking about ain't nothing. You know?
Queen Lotus, I wish you could rap because you got an ill voice and you got ill content.
I
I
was
wish
a
you could
rapper.
rap.
I can rap, but I
I
don't rap
knew
like
it.
these little dirty girls.
No, I want you to rap you know what I mean? What we build about. Trees and
Yeah.
extending olive branches and supporting people and changing the narrative.
Well,
But,
India, when she said something about all of them getting up there at the Essence Fest, twerking and shaking their ass, um, they got mad at her and they wanted to cancel India Ivy because she said, "Where
you
is the
see that?
classic women? Where are the real women at?" And they got
We
mad
still
at
out
her.
here. We still out here. I'll be in my high waisted
They
jeans with a
they
head
got the
wrap on,
society.
with my
Society is
ankle
so
on.
messed up right now. They're telling women on how to be built, like to build a woman. Go get your
Yeah, yeah,
BBL. They're not telling you
yeah,
what you might
yeah.
look like in 5, 10
Afterwards.
years, or some of the bad effects. Like, cause I have seen some BBL horror stories where the butt look good in the in the jeans, but when you take it off, it's a black mark here. It's lumped in. You don't have that faja on anymore to give you that banging look, and their body really be
Mhm.
messed up.
Kaya, what about their teeth? Why do they just stop at the body? Why they don't keep going? Why don't they go for the teeth? Go all the way up. I'm a
I mean, they've
strong
been they've
advocate for
been
that.
they've been
As
doing
a
this
dental
teeth too.
professional, 27 years, they not doing them right. Because what's her name? What's this girl name? Vaughn thing. Vaughn lady that got them teeth done. What's her name? Y'all know her name?
Asian doll.
Asian doll. I don't know. I work in dental. I've been in the field 27 years. I have never. And she paid some bread for
They
them teeth.
do.
You would not. I would, as a sister, I would have ran in the bathroom till she got to the door, and I would have said, "Sis, go back. Tell him to shave those teeth down." What you mean? Just go back and tell him to shave the teeth down.
But my
Those teeth
dentist
are too
told me,
big.
he was like, everybody going to get veneers, and veneers is nothing but like,
You lose 70% of your natural enamel.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
That's
you
it.
covering it
They're
up.
snap on. They're snap on teeth.
Yeah, he
And if you
that's
don't get root canals before, all of that shit, if it snap off, it's brown underneath because it starts to rot. It has no
Mm.
natural air. It gets no air. I've seen it. They pay 30,000. They come and they leave the dentist with dentures. Oh, I paid 30,000. I went to. Did you get root canals before you got those teeth done? You didn't. Oh, okay. You're gonna lose everything under there.
No.
It's the truth. They go from gold teeth to dentures. Nobody's going to say, okay, what do you do? If you go to a dentist and say, this is what I want, this is my plan, he's going to work that plan with you. He's not going to go above your plan or under your plan. But they go in there with these royalty checks and they say, beat it up, run it up on my mouth. And he's sitting there laughing at his assistant because she know the gold came from China. This not that good gold. You know, she know that the diamonds are dust. And these people pay for them 30,000, 30 racks. If I could pull teeth and do teeth in the basement, let me get that 30. Come on, I got teeth. You want big horse teeth? Come over here. Come over here. I got horse teeth for everybody. Horse teeth for VBS is for you. Listen, when whoever did Billionaire Black Teeth, they took that man money.
Oh wow.
They took his money. Why did y'all do that to him? Queen Lotus, you seen his teeth.
Yes.
And he can't stay
mess.
off live now. And we're going to talk about Butter teeth too. Butter got them right
Oh
out the
Lord.
pantry. That's aluminum foil. You poke some holes in it. And he put that. They is terrible with them teeth. They
I
terrible.
thought they were Waterburger
Hey,
ashtrays.
Harley. Hey,
Listen,
Jackals. Hey, Judah.
They're paying too much attention to the physical and not the spiritual, man. You know,
not
you
the
always
spiritual.
gonna lose if you chasing the physical. You know,
Mhm.
they need to be more aware of what's going on, and man, because it's a lot going on, man. Y'all see the wildfires in Maui. People
Mm.
having to jump in the sea. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
it's it's a lot going
Yeah.
on besides gold teeth, drill music, all this other negative shit that we concentrate on. It's some natural things going
Well,
on that
on a
people.
positive note, can we say Alabama?
Yeah.
Alabama went on. That was positive for us. Come on, Alabama went on.
Oh yeah,
I'm
they
saying
went
something bigger,
up in
baby.
the
We
gum
got
for
more
real.
cheer
Like
memes
That,
and more
that, that was good, but
cheer sales than ever.
that pales in comparison to a whole island getting wiped out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about some
So
some
a whole island
supernatural
got
shit,
wiped out on Hawaii, Muggsy?
Yeah.
huh?
A whole
Yeah,
island on Hawaii got wiped
that
out?
shit caught on fire. They
Man.
still
It's on its
finding
way.
people clean. It's some
And Maui.
spiritual,
Yep.
it's some spiritual, unnatural shit going on that people need to start paying attention to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's floods. It's shit is flooding. Places is heating up to 120 degrees that ain't never seen heat like
I
this before.
listen. Come on, Muggsy. Come on. Come
That's,
on
that's
now.
what
You
I'm talking about.
talking.
I ain't talking. Forget the drill music.
Yeah.
That's pale in comparison into what we about to face on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
I
Think about
said
if you
these are
can't
the
find
days
no
that our
water.
granny talked about us. Granny
You hear
said,
me?
y'all better be prepared. You better stack up some beads and some water. You better be
Did y'all
prepared.
Mhm.
You
see
better
the
bottle up that water.
Did y'all see the glacier over in Alaska melting? The big ass glacier melting, man. I'm telling you, man, it's some things that's being revealed.
It's some
People
spiritual
need to
stuff
start
behind
looking.
it. That's
I agree,
connected to
Muggsy.
us. Whether
I
people know
agree.
or not, that's connected to us. What's up, Broadway?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Tony Bands?
Mm-hmm.
That's connected to us. And you're right, a lot of things are being revealed. And you're right about this too. People not paying attention.
Because they worry about drill. They worry about the FBG duck case. Man, it's bigger shit going on. That's all I'm saying. Those people that did that to duck, they gonna get they just do. And everybody that was in that drill, participating in those activities, they gonna get they just do.
Hmm.
If
We
they
don't know
don't
what
get
the
it, if
smoke
they
is
don't get
doing
it
with
here,
that.
they'll
I'm
get it
very concerned
afterwards.
about the smoke
That's a
situation going
fact.
on.
That's a fact,
A
Muggsy.
whole
Because
garden. I've
it's
seen that on
too
YouTube,
it's too
and
many
everything
people
came back.
dead.
I said, this is
NC, you
crazy.
was saying
So yeah,
something
I'll
back
definitely
there?
believe.
NC, you was saying something?
Mm-mm.
Oh, thought I heard you. I saw your thing moving. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's real hot up there right now, Queen Lotus.
It's hot, but it ain't real hot. But when it does get hot, it be unnaturally hot.
I told you that's how our beach water. Our beach water was hot. It was extreme.
Oh yeah, Kaya, I heard about y'all coral down up there. That's a natural barrier from from the ocean out there. Y'all quarrel down because y'all waters is 110 degrees. That's unheard of.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's yeah.
I,
It
wa-
That's
I
gets
was
crazy
telling
unheard
all the
Queen,
of.
time.
I was telling Queen
Mhm.
earlier, I think because August and September is like the most active months for hurricanes, we probably have to get ready to gear up to get one.
It's nothing but fuel for them hurricanes, y'all. And y'all probably get a
Mhm.
with them waters being that warm, y'all probably get a category 8. That'll be off the
It
scale.
only goes to it only goes to a 5.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my
I tell
God.
you,
I
man.
can't even imagine. Like, we had floods and storms in New York, but not like Florida and Louisiana and the lower coast. Like, I really grieve and be hurting for those people because it gets serious.
Well,
Yeah.
another thing I noticed, y'all, is because I was asking people in Chicago, I was like, I think I was talking to NC and I was asking her about the snow. We used to get snow. We don't get snow like we used to get
Yeah,
snow.
yeah, we read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like that here
Yeah, we
too.
don't either.
For the
Hmm.
past 2 years, we haven't gotten no fucking snow, really.
No, last year, that's true. That's
The one
crazy.
snow, the
But
fall that we had over here, it was rain snow and it was gone within the same day. The shit was gone.
you know
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
was so
I haven't
crazy?
heard no winter weather advisories either.
What was so
That's
crazy
something.
was California. California got snow from
Hmm.
I want
Texas.
from it
Definitely.
started snowing February 8th, and it was still snow stuck on the ground in Cali all the way up until like April. They had a snow system going at one time. They had a flood. They had a snow system, a flood, and a
And that's right.
cyclone. No,
That's
no,
Yeah.
scary.
no. They was no longer in a drought because they got all that snow and it was flooding in Northern California, and Southern California had got a cyclone. When I was working all them crazy hours, Region 4, which is California, we had to cancel a lot of appointments because SoCal had a cyclone coming and it was an earthquake. So they had four major disasters going on at one time up the coast of California, all the way up to Washington State. So we had
Mm,
like a lot of appointments for the veterans that we had to cancel or try to get them moved to a later date because of the flooding and the
mm.
cyclone and the snowstorms. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, things changing.
I always
Have
brag
y'all
about that
noticed
in New
that
York.
have y'all noticed that I don't know about in New York and Florida, but these thunderstorms is way more intense than they ever been. I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
Oh,
about
we
we
had one last
Yeah,
night. That
mhm.
shit was scaring me. I jumped out the bed.
constant
yeah.
lightning. I've never seen just constant
And
lightning, just
thunder.
constant,
And thunder.
constant.
it's been
And thunder.
it's been
Even
like
my I was on the porch with my father. He said, I ain't never seen nothing like this. And he's 60, 68.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
So,
was
so
just thinking these are the times our grannies told us about. Remember, they would say the end of the world was coming, the end of the days. And we used to always say, Grandma, you always say that. Well, when is it coming? You've been saying that so long. They knew. They knew. I believe that they knew something. And
that's
things that are
because
happening with the weather make me
they
believe more
read
than
the
anything.
Bible. And the things in the Bible is like coming true. Like when they said, what's that, the river Euphrates gonna dry up, that shit drying up. That
Dry
shit done dried up. Then they say
Mhm.
300, like 200 million or something like that gonna march from the east. Man, the
Mhm.
east is China over there. You know what I'm saying?
They talked about the plague. The
And
plague
they
came
got the
and went.
number. They got
Hmm.
the numbers for real. It's going, man. This shit it's going down, man. People need to just be more aware and be ready for the things that we are about to see.
Mm-hmm.
Get your spirit right with God, and that's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
For real.
Well, we connected to the weather, so they knew that that's why they so worried about it. That's why they came up with climate control. Because remember, I
Hmm.
told you that cold bird is ice. So when they're
Hmm.
saying that the ice is melting, they're really telling each other that we're waking up. If you watch
Hmm.
any of those movies with the old gods that was frozen in time and frozen in ice, and they start melting, they say the gods are waking up, they be melting from ice, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening right now. The more we wake up, the more our energy is bringing the sun and making it hotter. And that's why they were scared about climate control. That's how they measure. That's their scale to see how much we waking up by the
Mm.
ice melting. So the glaciers
Wow.
melting over there in Antarctica is like a sand, the sand thing they use for the time. They could tell how much time they have to be fucking with us and trying to manipulate us. Because if we want to, we can destroy this motherfucker. We can make it so they
Mm-hmm.
don't even be here no more.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's funny you say that about the melting ice because as the ice melts over there, they find the shit over there in Alaska. You know what I'm saying? Like from thousands of years ago because it was encased in ice. Like
It's
that's
Mm-hmm.
us.
crazy.
When our frequency rises, we're melting. The sun is getting hotter, and we
Mm-hmm.
are melting the ice because the ice melting is like your pineal gland, your third eye. When it's
Mm-hmm.
calcified, when it's blocked, they say it's calcified or they say it's frozen. Isn't that
Frozen.
something?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's why they have all of these referrals to things being frozen all the fucking time. You understand? Even when they had promoted that movie Frozen to our children, you feel me? It was a reason behind that. It was a
Frozen to our
code.
children. What? I'm
Yes,
gonna
the
write that
movie
down.
Frozen.
Hold on
The
a
Remember they
second.
kept
the
saying it was the
the
number one
Disney
movie, and
the
this and this.
Oh, Frozen. Let it snow. Let it get. That's all.
Yeah.
That movie. Okay, okay.
Look at the
You know, I
Christmas
believe
movie.
in
Look
Disney.
at
I
Santa. Wait,
believe
let
in
me break
Disney
this down.
movies.
Look at Santa Claus. Where does Santa
Mm-hmm.
Claus live at?
The North Pole.
North Pole.
In the cold, where
Mm-hmm.
nothing
In the cold.
grows. They have us
Wow.
celebrating New Year's Eve. When it's getting ready to be cold, there's no life. That's not the New Year. The New Year's in the spring. Then
hmm
they have you celebrating in New York City with a big fucking ice ball. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Everything
This is just
goes back to
people
the ice.
code.
Yeah. Mm.
When you recognize things in the English language, they call it noticing. Notice, not ice.
Wow. You wait. You warm. You peep. Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah.
Look at
And
anytime they want to come in, they come with their code words. When they wanted to infiltrate hip hop, they came with the Beastie Boys, has the word beast in it. Then when they came with the second round, they came with Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice,
Mm.
coming to block the energy.
oh, what about the dude Snow? The Mexican no
Exactly. Anytime they have these type
the
of
dude
things,
made Informer.
there's a book
What was the name
by
of the song? But just say what the name of that song was, Muggsy.
Informer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Y'all
and
remember that song?
yeah,
hmm
And,
and
and the
Yeah.
dude
for
Yep.
name was Snow.
Oh.
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
They have their code. They have their codes, and another code they use is 666. That's a code they use because I told y'all when I looked up the Larry Hoover sentence, something told me to look up his sentence, and it was 666 in code. So that's how I know them locking up Larry Hoover was an agenda. But without them speaking
Yeah.
to each other to say, we putting this man in jail for this amount of time because he's a threat to the agenda, they'll have that code word in his sentence,
Yeah.
that number.
That man, he started a movement. You know, he had people listening, and he had Chicago in such a way that that man had too much power. He had too much power. They. I don't even think he deserved that. I'm one that's screaming, free Larry Hoover. Any black man that can call that many black people together without one finger being lifted. There were laws. You had to get this sanctioned for this. You sat down. You learned your lessons, and they taught. That was power right there. They had to get that man out of here. He was another Malcolm X. He was another,
Yeah.
he was another, what's his name? Marcus Garvey.
But
All
I'm,
those, he
I'm
was
gonna
of the great.
have to hold you on the Larry. I'm gonna have to hold you on the Larry Hoover because he used his power for destruction for for our people.
I
I
mean,
can't hold him up there. He did a lot of shit.
yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on, y'all. I'm coming.
yeah. In that sense, yeah. But I felt like as a black man, he was able. They're still right now to the day the BDs. They still, you know. So I just, But again,
It's a
it was
lot
for
of
destruction. It was for
old gang
destruction.
members that can bring forth a lot of people. Look, Jeff Ford, the Blackstones. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah.
if you lose, if you using your influence to destruct your own community,
People,
then you need
yeah,
to be
it's
where
not
the fuck
really
you at. You
influencing.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If
yeah,
you selling
yeah,
dope, you selling heroin, man, go on about your business. And then
yeah.
people say, "Oh, he hustling, he hustling." You hustling, you selling dope to your own people.
To your people, you killing your own
You
people.
destroying
Yeah.
your own community. So I can't
Your
give
own
nobody a
community. Yeah.
pass on that. Even me,
Yeah. You're
I
right.
did it.
Let me
I can't
redact
even give
that. Let me
myself
take
a
that
pass.
back.
I have to keep it real with myself. Like we so used to covering over the shit, you know what I'm saying? We look for the bullshit and we cover over the shit that's real. You know what I mean? I can't
Hmm.
condone
Hmm.
what they did because look what it's
Yeah.
led to.
I say that as an
Look what
adult.
the
Yeah.
GDs have come. Look what the Blackstones have
Yeah.
come. They're gangs, and they haven't done anything positive for our community. So I can't give them a pass on that. Now
Yeah. It's like
if
now
he in
growing up.
jail,
Yeah. Being an
for some
adult.
shit, if he in jail, because they went in, they indicted him in jail because they was listening to the things he was talking about, pushing drugs and killing people. You know what I mean? So
Uh,
Larry Hoover ain't no angel now. They keep saying
mm.
free Larry, free Larry. Why?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
Look at the
right. I
things he
say that
did.
now because as a child, I had drug dealers in my hood that I looked up to because they rode horses and they
We
had all
all
these. But now, today, as an adult,
we were
when I
blinded.
look
We were
at their
blinded.
legacy, I'm like, wow,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
come on now.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't condone none of it because I
Yeah.
was in a false sense of reality. Yeah, I was
Hmm.
led down the wrong way, and I
Hmm.
can't I can't condone it. Somebody else might come behind me and be like, "Oh, that's cool." It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool for me to be out there selling rocks and cocaine in my neighborhood, destroying everything. You know what I'm saying?
People that
What
look
comes
like you,
behind with
yeah.
that? Violence come with that. Nothing positive came with it. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I can't condone none of that behavior that I did or these other gang leaders did back in the day. If
It's
you was
no
if you
different
was
today.
if you was condone the murder, if you was on the wire talking about go get this money, drop that off, and go make sure you violate him, kill them because they ain't do what they supposed to do. You need to be where you at.
Mm.
You know we like to bullshit ourselves. I'm not
As
bullshitting
fuck.
myself. That's why when I speak from my own personal views and my own personal experiences. You know what I mean? I can only put what I think is best out there. I can't say free Larry Hoover. I can't say free
No,
Jeff Fort.
I had to redact that. I don't know if the world heard me, but I said let me redact that because I'm
I
thinking in
heard
the
you. I
terms
heard
of
you.
being a political prisoner. Like this man had
No,
power, but then he didn't use his power constructively because had he done that,
it,
then none
yeah,
of this would have ever happened in Chicago because his legacy was tight. What he stood for was honored, and it would have been that. But they took it, a whole nother spin on it because that's where it came from the top. So you're right. I redact that
it
word.
only got political because he had so much power, and then he wasn't using it correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Correctly. Yeah.
So,
You
I
wasn't
got a
using
question.
it.
So, do
Yeah,
you think if he really is repentant, and after doing he been in almost 40 years, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If he's really repentant in his heart, do you think he need to be free?
What the heart got to do with your actions though? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
Like
mean,
he
but
was,
okay, so
but
so
let me
he
let,
might have said
let me go
he might have
to
said, wait a minute, hold
uh-huh.
on, mother. He
Go
might
ahead.
have he might have sold something, but 9 times out of 10, and I'm not justifying why people sell drugs because I think everybody in everybody's family, either you hustle or you got somebody that hustle or you was close to somebody that might have been out there slanging weight.
Mm-hmm.
When you are showing a life and they got they foot on your neck and you not really making no money and you watch your mama struggle and you feel like there's no other way to go than to go out there than to hustle, do they supposed to get life in prison because they're not the ones bringing it over here? What about the
Yeah, but
ones really on the boats?
we talking about Larry Hoover, right?
We talking about Larry. We talking
Okay,
about
okay.
Larry
I'm
Hoover.
gonna put it to you like this. Larry did some things. He was locked up, right? I'm gonna break it down to you. He got locked up. He was serving his prison bid, right?
Mm-hmm.
While he was serving his prison bid, you know what I'm saying? He's still the chief of the GDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the feds like, man, it's a lot of shit going on. The feds put listening devices in all his visitors' uh The
Gang
visitors pass.
banging. Yeah.
Now they bugged them, right? They listen to everything that's going on. They murders. It ain't just drugs, Kaya. Murders, drugs. He was running that shit. It's like he El Chapo. You hear me?
Mhm.
Wow.
Everything.
Yeah,
They listen
and
to
I knew this,
everything
but now that
because
you put it into perspective, it's like,
right.
wow, it's yeah,
So
yeah,
it wasn't. So that's why they.
So
That's
he
why they put
deserved.
him.
So you
That's
saying
why
he
they put him in
deserved
the
like
supermax, Kaya, because he was running the organization. He was sponsoring killers. He was sponsoring. He was still doing this. After he got sentenced to for what he had did. Now this some more shit. This the Fed. That's why he in a 23-1 because
yeah.
they labeled him a menace to society. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to. I could see if he went to jail and he was doing what he was supposed to do and he was leading these guys. He having all his peoples coming in and he was still running his empire shit with an iron fist. Murders and
mm,
everything. I mean, it don't matter if you've been in there 40 years. It's people that been in jail for life for killing one person. Imagine the people that done died by the hands. I mean, just died by just the word of Larry Hoover. It's more than one.
mm. Wow.
So if you got to be in that motherfucker for the rest of your life, that's what you got to do. You got to pay for your crimes.
No, I'm saying, do you feel like he's well deserving of every life sentence he got? That's the only thing. I'm just
Do
asking.
I feel like that? I feel like if I was younger, I would say, oh no, man, because I was in the gang banging mind state. Now, as a parent, as a taxpayer, you know what I'm saying, as a
As a
motherfucker that's doing
civilian.
right, yes,
And yeah,
yes, you deserve that. Yeah, you know. I
Mm,
look at things different now. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to keep it real with myself. I can't
yeah,
condone that. Like I said, I
yeah,
can't condone it if it's bullshit. You did a lot of
right.
shit to our community, and you know what I'm saying. Yes, you deserve that. If you got booked and you steady sponsoring shit, sponsoring killers and doing, yes, you deserve
Yeah,
that.
he never sat down. So all of his co-defendants are coming home. Well, are home. Dirk's
They
dad
all
and
everybody home,
wow.
everybody. But if you the head, you the head. You gotta take all the weight, just like El Chapo, just like Jeff Fort. Him and Jeff Fort was in the same prison in the Supermax down to Colorado. Jeff Fort did a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So why is it just free Larry Hoover and not Jeff Fort?
No, no, no. no.
And to,
I totally, yeah, I spoke. That was out of ignorance and a ignorant compassion. Let me take that back.
no,
I
I'm not just
redact that.
saying. I'm not just saying you
Because
feel. I'm just
today
saying
my
like
views are
they
different.
keep
You
hollering.
know, today my views are different. I grew up under that era,
Yeah.
and today I see things different now. I see the destruction in our community at the hands of us, and I have to call it that. I'm not going to sit and say,
Exactly.
I played a part
Exactly.
of
That's
it. So
all I'm saying.
I
You have to
went
be
back
accountable.
to redeem
Yep.
myself in such a way that, whatever I could do to fix my community, I do it. They call me the hood healer because that was my redemption back. I did a lot of fucked up grimy, goofy shit that I shouldn't have done to people who didn't deserve it because I was broken and hurting and came from a
Yes.
broken situation.
And just
Today,
just because
I
just
go
because
back
we
and
go ahead, man.
no, I was just my give back is I'm a healer. That's what I do. I do herbal medicine and helping people with diet and converting and I do all of that holistic. They call me Lady Sadie, but call it what you want. I just had to find a way back. I had to
Yeah,
redeem myself.
I just think we need to start living in truth. That's
Hmm
that's that's it, man.
But we're not
And
ready for
stop
that.
trying to cover
Everybody's
up the
not ready
bullshit.
to live. Everybody's not ready to live in their truth. That's why a lot of there's the stigma of therapy in our community, because dealing with therapy means dealing with your truth. You have to first address the
right.
trauma before you can get better, before you can heal, before you can deal. You got to first address what made you, what shaped you, what were the tools that
And,
Then
and
we're not ready for truth.
you know what really made us and shaped us? The American way, because we were born here. And we know that America is the biggest fucking hypocrite shit ever. And a home of the free. We never really been free here. You know what I'm saying? So we looking at what the America say like, hold on, this ain't right. Land of the free. We still fight for our freedoms. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they went
I
up
don't
in the Bronx.
subscribe to that, to none of that shit. They can call it what they want. And if they listening, I know they know. My stance is
Exactly.
we're
Don't
sovereign
subscribe to the
people.
book.
We're
That's
sovereign
all. Don't
people, and
subscribe
I
to the
hated
bullshit.
that we gotta work on the stove. We gotta work and live on stolen land that's ours, and pay for it, and pay for water. This is our shit. Like, we was here when y'all got here. The Native Americans were here. Y'all didn't stumble like how they. And this is just me. I mean, I'm gonna probably get a lot of shit in the comment, but the African slave trade did not happen the way they're telling it. That's bullshit. Like, there's no way all those people came across the Atlantic. Where are the ships? Where are the logs? Where
Hold
are the
on. Hey,
resting place of the
hold
captains?
on. Hey, now,
Find the ships, bro. Come on now. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
now you just brought that up a couple days ago. I don't know how I be coming across this shit, but I'm on YouTube and I'm listening. You can find anything on YouTube. I'm listening to
Hmm.
former slaves uh telling how they came over it. Man, it was crazy. Like they was getting tricked on the boats and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was
I
crazy,
can't,
man.
I
Y'all
can't,
need to
I
look
can't.
that up.
But
I'm on the fence about that. I'm on the fence about that. I
but
did
I
some
Y'all
will
need
say
research.
this.
no. Y'all
I
need to
will say
hear.
this.
Y'all need to hear these tapes. Y'all need to hear these
Okay,
tapes. I
they
swear to
could
God.
have been slaves. They could have been slaves, right? But I guarantee you, they're not African slaves. Our grandparents didn't come from
Yeah, yeah.
Africa. One of
I
y'all with an
know.
African grandmother, inbox me a picture. I need to see her with her
No,
African braids,
our
her African
ancestors,
teeth,
our
her African.
ancestors came from
Our
Africa,
ancestors
but
are
our
Native
grandmothers were born
American.
here in
Our
America. Yeah, but
ancestors are
Well,
Native American. We are the Indians that they ran out. That's who our
I
grandparents
do
are.
know. I do want to say in certain parts of Florida that my grandfather did tell me his grandmother's mother, which however it was, her family was born here, like they was Native American. She was a full-blooded Indian,
Hmm.
and what they used to do back in those days was they would sell themselves to the masters, have to leave their
They
land.
were
So
sharecroppers. I heard a different. I heard what you, Kaya. I heard that. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. They would lend
it's
themselves
certain
out as
Indians.
indentured servants to work
So
for
they didn't
7
have to
years.
leave. So they didn't have to leave their land. They
Mm-hmm.
let themselves
Mm-hmm.
become enslaved because
Yep.
they really pushed all the Native Americans. They pushed them all to the Midwest, like Oklahoma.
Yep.
So
Yep.
how can you
Yep.
take, because you have the Blackfoot Indians, then you have the
Mm-hmm.
Seminole,
Cherokee
Cherokee,
Indians, the
Apache,
Seminole. Come on. Come on.
all
Come
the
on.
ones that's like in the lower southern region, and then you got the other ones that's from. I think Apache's
The
more
Northern.
more
Up.
Midwest and northern. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, well, both things can be true. You know that there were slaves that came from Africa. I mean, it's documented. You know what I mean?
no,
It
I
both
I'm
things
can't
just
can be
saying
believe
true.
about
that. I
like with
want
the
to
There
Native
were
see it.
there were some Native
My
American slaves
cousin,
as well.
listen, is it
Muzzy.
Muggsy?
The only
Muggsy.
thing,
Where
the
the
Yeah,
only
ships
reason
at?
why, the only
Where the
reason why I
ships
was
at? I need to see the ships.
the only
the
reason
Santa
why I said
Maria,
it Muzzy was because
Santa Maria.
my
Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
What you say, Kaya?
Ain't nowhere in the world that's. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kaya.
no,
I'm
the
gonna come
only
back
reason
to it.
why I was saying it because like when we was tracing back our family tree, we couldn't trace no further back to the Native American.
Mm.
That's why I say
Um,
both things can be true. You know what I mean?
but
It's not the same for every
but
African
but you
descendant.
know when they took the slaves, when you had your baby and they sold your baby out to slavery, your baby name changed, first name, last name, and they might have
Yep.
been slaves 4 5 times, and you really don't know who your people is anymore. Um, but what was so
But
crazy was the
Y'all
slave
don't think
master.
slavery happened on American soil? That they took those Native Americans, those
both things
people
can be
came
true.
and no, listen, I'm telling you, I swear. I remember asking my grandfather. I'm 47, so I must have been about 10. I asked my grandfather, when did we become Negroes? And the look that went across his face, I knew it was a story. And he didn't tell me, but my grandmother overheard it in the kitchen. And she told me, we were Native Americans, and then they started the census. And if you wanted to
Ah,
stay in your land, you wanted to own your property, you had to say that you were a Negro because this land
But that's
belongs to the
true for
Indians.
you. That's
Hmm.
no,
but that's
because you
true
got
for
to think
you.
about the
You
African.
made
You
the
got to
stand
think
for
about the Native American features versus the African features.
Hmm.
And you
Hmm.
have
exactly.
Different. The
they're
teeth.
very
I work in
different.
dentistry. I look at the teeth. All I look at
And
is the teeth, and I say it all the time. We are not the same people. We did not
it's
come from the same regions
but
in the world.
I know, but what Moses said. they was bringing people across. I feel like that's why the hurricanes follow the Atlantic trail off the coast of Africa. It's true. It's like it comes through the route of the slave ships. Because you
I
got to think
believe
about it.
after they took the Indians, they started venturing out. I don't believe they willingly went into these tribes
But
where
no,
these
because you
black
got to
men were
think about it.
7 feet.
If you really think about it,
You heard the
if
story of Shaka Zulu?
That's not a true story.
but hold on,
It's not a true story.
It's not
hold
a true
on, yeah,
story.
hold on for
Roots
a
ain't
second.
real. Shaka Zulu ain't
Go,
real.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, babe.
Hold on. You got to think about something. If they trace back the first woman and man back to the continent of Africa,
We're at
you
in
got
Africa.
no because this
Ethiopia is
you
closer to
you got to remember
Liberia or
something.
Senegal. Well,
You
we're
got
gonna
to
get
remember
geographical with
Africa
it.
is the most it was the most powerful and the richest country
In the nation
continent.
ever made. Yep, the richest continent. Yep.
If you think about it, the United States, we don't have no natural resources. The Africans came where it was natural resources. The United States don't really have natural resources. Like
We
we
went
don't.
there
We're not
after
producing
they
the diamond.
realized they
We're
could
not producing
enslave
the
the
gold. We're
Indians.
not producing
They
the
went and
wool.
got them Africans. I believe that. I swear to you, I watched the documentary and it made me question everything I ever believed in. But it went back to that conversation with my granddad, who was born in 1930. He told me the census came about 1910. We went from Negroes to blacks to niggers, pretty much in that order, to African Americans. That came later on with Jesse Jackson. But they changed the race based on the census to hide the fact that the natives had rights to this land. Because it wasn't a certain amount of native tribes were broken up, that's how we got sent out with the Trail of Tears and all that stuff. I'm trying to think of the documentary that I watched, and
But
I
you
want
got
to
to
tell you
remember
guys to check
something.
it out.
You got to remember something. Everybody got to have their own story. And it's a
Hmm.
little truth in some of everything. I do believe
Exactly.
the Atlantic slave trade had happened
Hmm.
because Africa, it was we came from. That's what man was made at. That's the origin of man. It was
Kaya,
always
what if it happened in reverse? What if they took the Native Americans to Africa to
no,
hide them to take the land? What if they did that?
no,
What
no.
if they did it? I mean, just have you ever asked yourself that question? What if the African slave trade happened in reverse? What if they came here and the queen said, I want those Indians. They have established that land. They made it beautiful. They have this, they have that. They don't have no natural resources, but they are the resource.
They
I
didn't take
need
us
these
over there.
people.
We was the first ones on the planet. We was first everywhere. We was the first human beings everywhere on this earth. So if anybody did anything, we did it. Everything first.
And that's what I was finna say, Queen, because you got to think about it. The Africans over there in Africa, they
Hmm.
sold some of their people. They had
Into
slaves in
slavery,
Africa,
tribal
and
wars. Yeah.
they sold. They did. They helped sell their people into slavery.
Yeah, that's our land. That's the land. That's the land of the gods. Everything is over there. Everything that's
Hmm.
sustaining the rest of this world is coming from
It's
Africa.
from there. Hmm.
You got to think about how close they is to the equator. Ain't nothing like coming up out of Africa.
Yeah. But
You
anyway, y'all, we've been up
In
here
that
for
sense.
damn near almost 3 fucking hours.
Yeah,
And
we
see,
cut
you
it
all
today.
right over there? And
Is
see,
everybody okay? Everybody check in.
Yes, I'm okay.
All
are
right,
you
guys.
alive?
And so you hear? Hello, everybody. Peace,
I'm
everybody. We
here.
was just
I'm
that was
here.
a good dialogue. That was good. That was good. That was good. Queen, I wanted to get this going. I knew this was gonna happen. I appreciate y'all, accepting me. I appreciate the link. I appreciate everything we expounded on. I'm leaving this chat wiser, and I'm gonna go look up some stuff because I got a few things to research. I done wrote down on this napkin. I want to
Mhm.
look them up and be sure about it.
Y'all
And
make
the
sure y'all
top,
hit
I
that
got a
like button.
star.
I was able to say it, but y'all make sure y'all
Yeah.
like us and follow everybody on the panel.
And
Yes,
next
I don't
make
week,
I
sure you
don't do
share
we'll
this
much on my
live.
YouTube, but say again, Queen.
I said thanks for your support and your input.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to connect with you, so I'll send you some information. We connect then. So
Okay.
when I get to New York, I'm definitely, I'll see you. I'm there regular doing my pop-up shops with my CMOS and trying to help our people have alternatives to BBLs. Like you could make your own BBL in your house. You don't have to go under that knife. So
Yeah, let me know
I
when
just,
it pop up.
yep. I'll hit you up definitely before it's done, and so we know we got time, and I want to see you, and and the rest of you guys. Thank you for your wisdom, your knowledge, and your jewels.
Please subscribe to
I just
us.
feel
Appreciate
like
you.
the
Anytime.
energy is shifting all over the globe. It might have been Alabama, y'all. It might have been Sweet Home Alabama, but the energy is shifting, and I
That was
hope
a
it
spark.
continues.
That was a
That
spark.
was a
It's
spark. Yes, I hope it continues upward. Let's go
yeah.
upward. Keep this frequency up, this vibration up, because we can do it. We can do
Absolutely.
it, and we can overturn some things when we do it. Because there's
Shout
strength
out
in
to
numbers.
everybody in the chat for joining us and rocking with us.
Yes, yes, for supporting us,
Much
and
love,
I'm gonna go
ladies.
back and hit the like. And
And Muggsy,
I
thank you
enjoyed
for
you,
always
Muggsy.
coming
Thank you for
through.
holding the line.
Muggsy, thanks for always giving your support too, as you always do. I appreciate that.
And thank
You
you
know
for
it ain't nothing but love for you and Kaya and NC, all y'all. Nothing but love, man.
Even though we
Thank
get
It's
on
a
you.
your
pleasure.
All the
goddamn nerves
time.
sometimes.
Appreciate you.
I
Muggsy,
just
when
gotta
you ever
express
go
my
live,
point. We
what
ain't gonna
time you go?
always agree.
Nah, I love your intellect.
Yeah,
You always bring a good vibe to the
yeah.
panel. So
Facts.
we appreciate you.
We do.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Me and NC gotta go to the plantation in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all have a good one. Everybody be well. Peace, love, and light to you all.
All
Follow
right.
All
me.
right.
Oh, let me say follow me at Kaya Baby 220 on YouTube and IG.
Anybody
And you can
else?
follow me, the one and only underscore NC on IG and YouTube.
And you can follow me, lotus.queen.31 on Instagram. And you can follow me at Street Science. Please, whoever's listening to this, go and subscribe to my Street Science channel in the community because I want to switch from this page to that page. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed one.
See y'all later.
All right.